Hi, hello. Can everyone hear me? Can everyone hear me okay? Because I've messed around with some settings tonight. So, welcome, welcome. Hope everyone has had a very good week. I know I have. Having the finale come out on your birthday, what a gift! Absolutely amazing. Um, Hope you're all doing well. Prop circle, super quiet. Okay, I'll turn myself up. How's that prop circle? Thank you very much for telling me about the music. First of all, the Wasteland Collective ANZ exists to unite, empower, and celebrate the Fallout cosplay and creator community across Australia and New Zealand. Our mission is to provide practical and financial support to cosplayers, prop makers, artists, and storytellers while using our platform to raise awareness and funds for Cure Cancer Australia and the Cancer Society of New Zealand. We believe creativity can inspire hope, and that fandom can fuel meaningful change in the real world. So everyone, as you all know, we got two lots of fundraisings going at the moment. Nothing has changed there. If you wish to donate, I will provide the links for you in the chat right now. There we are. And obviously, we've got our website up and running as well. Some pretty cool things on the website, and more stuff to come as well. Well, tonight we have a very special viewing tonight. The finale. I can't believe it's over already. Can it not be? Can season 3 come already? Because my God. But let's introduce our guest tonight. So as you know, Ads Cosplay is joining us tonight, but we also have someone else. Let me introduce you to the guest speakers tonight. We have Ads and none other, Five Nov Creations. What?
I don't think
How are we, gents?
fresh out of the wasteland.
Fresh out of the wasteland. Five Nov. I think with that power armor helmet, I don't think that's quite fresh out of the wasteland. But hey.
It is this year's styles. Fashion is never been better.
Also, chat, please let me know if the audio is being funky. This is the first time I'm having someone come through my speakers as well, because usually I have headphones and I can isolate that. But Matt, please tell me if that is okay on your end. Oh, there he is. Oh, hello.
I gotta say, that power armor is the #1 way to lose weight. Guaranteed.
Very
Guaranteed.
true.
So, but no. Greetings, everyone. How you going? I've just come out of the wasteland. I picked up this nice T-shirt at a factory that I visited recently. There was nobody there, but there was a T-shirt there for me. So,
we gotta love that.
Did you ever make money for a living, though, Doug?
what was that? Sorry.
I said, did you ever make money for a living, though?
Look, we don't need money in the wasteland when we have power and steel.
It's true. Flesh is weak, but steel endures.
That is it. That is it.
I can increase them. How's that prop circle? Are they better sounding now? I mean, they always sound lovely, but you know.
Well, thank you for saying that. I like to think I have a velvety voice ready for radio, because I do have a head for radio as well.
You've got a fantastic voice.
Thank you so much.
Let me just move my microphone over here for no apparent reason.
Well, I mean, one thing that one of the ideas that we've been tossing around is a bit of a voice sort of, what do they call them? Here's me showing my age.
Modulator?
No, like we like do a almost like a podcast where we're voicing the characters from the stories from the Astounding Awesome Tales magazine.
Like an audio play kind of thing.
Audio.
The word of it, audio book.
Audio play.
Audio play. Yeah, audio play. That's it. Yeah, I'm still getting used to the lingo.
Very
Matt, how are we
1950.
sounding? Please let me know.
In on theme, I think.
Oh yes. The year was 2077. The bombs were dropping, but people were still enduring.
Mr. House, yeah.
Matt, are you there? Please tell me. You're my only hope right now. Who else is in the chat? Anyone else is in the chat? Say hello. Well, lads, what an absolute. Jamie, you are almost gone since moving the mic. Doug is good. Adds a little more. Okay, give me 2 seconds. I will fix it.
Let's look at the sign. It says, "Please stand by, guys. Soon we'll be up and running."
I've turned
Please
ads
stand by.
up. Hopefully, everyone can hear ads better.
Yep. Talk.
All right, how's my microphone sound now?
It sounds fantastic from my end.
Sounds eyebrows to me.
Yep, there we go. Nothing but silence.
Yep, sounding good. You guys sound good. Awesome. All right, let's kick this show and get started. My God, what an episode!
Let's strip.
Let's talk. Let's talk. Since Ads is here, let's go from the very first scene and let's talk about the Legion.
Oh, right. Have you got your stills and things?
I do, and it's up right now.
Great. So first thing we see is the camp, I think. And then we go down to the shot. Someone's grabbed the corpse of Portuguese Kaiser, drags him into one of the tents. It's none other than Lacerta himself.
No,
and then he pulls a note out of his holly pocket. And what does it say? I am Kaiser, so we're right about that. I am the Legion, and the Legion dies with me.
It ends with me.
It ends with me. Sorry, I winged that and I got it wrong.
No, that's okay.
And pretty much on point with canon in the game as well, because when they were talking to Caesar, where he said that, when they were talking to Graham, and he said, I can't lead, the Legion will die with Caesar.
Yeah, that's
he
right.
believes the only person that could do it was Kaiser himself,
Yeah. So really on point.
And
so
I believe Doug, you actually said that in the first time we saw the Legion in episode 3 or whatever it was. I think you actually said in the chat that that's exactly what the note is going to be written. So good on you for calling that one.
At least I got one of my my predictions right. I was dead wrong on
the Ron Perlman.
But I mean, look, a stop clock tells the right time twice a day, so I'm going to take that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. All right, and then what do we got? And then what did he do? But offs the witness, and then decides to gulp it all down.
And then he eats the evidence, and then he grabs Kaiser's laurel, puts it on his head, comes outside, and declares off to Vegas.
Off to Vegas.
The Holy Land.
The Holy
Vegas.
Land. And we'll
should build a palace to Kaiser himself.
Well, I really love that little thing. So we're going to make Kaiser's palace when there is in Vegas. We've got Caesar's Palace Casino in Vegas. So I think that was a nice little sort of nod in there.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a want moment, but
one thing I did like though was that when the witness that was there, when he said, "What did it say?"
What did it say?
And he said, so he goes, Kaiser is dead. Long live Kaiser. I mean, real good throwback to Roman times there, where even in with the popes, to make sure that it's for Caesar. There was nobody who could actually to jump in to say, "Oh, I'm going to be Caesar." So, Caesar or Kaiser's dead. Long live Kaiser. He just took the throne.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Oh, you mean that's how it happens with aristocracy. With European royalty now. Yeah, they say the king is dead, long live the king. Yeah.
Yep. That whole it didn't allow anyone to be able to jump in to say like, "Oh, I'm now the king."
Is it okay if I drop in some historical knowledge here?
Go for it.
Please do. I love historical knowledge.
So the origins of the golden laurel, which the Kaiser had on his head, that comes from originally. So Julius Caesar back in Rome. So people were normally they were given laurel wreaths of the actual real leaf itself, not gold ones. for victory in battle, victory in games, and victory in general. So basically, Julius Caesar was such a after his Gallic campaigns, the Senate gave him a laurel for his military victories. So then he wore it all the time around that, and then he got a gold one made to wear it around too. So it was very common to see people wearing laurels. Even now in the Olympics, when someone wins, they give them a laurel wreath to wear because
Okay.
that's the still ancient tradition of that. It actually stretches even further back to ancient Greece with the Pythian Games, and then the Olympic Games, and then some of the other games. But then, but Caesar also wore it. Julius Caesar wore it for to help cover his baldness as well, because he was prematurely bald. That feels very attacked, so you can start wearing one if you want to hide it. So yeah, that's the origin. Then he had a gold version worn, and he thought the gold had some medicinal values, because Julius Caesar suffered from epilepsy quite severely and had some quite often had attacks where he would seize up quite severely. So then he thought wearing the laurel wreath would actually help with his condition as well. And that's where we get the origin of wearing a crown as well. The idea of wearing a golden circlet on the head to signify rank or royalty.
Yeah, right. There you go. Baby Shiver says, "Ads, you need to do a history podcast," and I 100% absolutely agree.
Sure. Why not?
That would be amazing to get, because your knowledge on this, even on episode 3, your knowledge of this stuff is absolutely phenomenal. And I love it every time.
Yeah.
I loved it the time you came on. Like, it was just this one massive history lesson. So,
highest rated episode too, wasn't it? But also, just to bookend our last episode, at the end of this, when we get to that scene right at the end,
yes,
there's an interesting progression in that scene, in the symbolism there too. So we'll discuss that later.
Okay. Hopefully I've captured the screenshots that you're referring to and things like that.
Hope so.
But my God, this episode was such a hard one to put together this week, because there was lots of flashbacks back and forth and whatnot. So as well as the episode, we'll be jumping around a little bit tonight as well. But hopefully I've pinned it down pretty straightforward for us tonight. But let's leave the Legion here for now, because we will come back to them, obviously, with the Legion and where they're sort of heading towards, and hopefully that segues into what you're talking about, Ads. But let's go talk about something that kind of, like, not a big significant thing happened at this stage, but let's go and talk about Norm and his little bit of predicament.
Poor Norm.
Poor Norm. Vault-Tec HQ with the 31ers.
Yes.
Outmanned, outclassed.
No chance.
How is Norm going to get through?
There was no. I think someone. It was Prop Circle who actually called it. I can't remember if he said it in chat or if he said it to me on when we were talking to each other. But he actually called this. Them obviously going through. Ronnie's like, nah. What did he say? He goes, don't worry, we'll give him a fair trial. This is America after all. Claudia.
Yeah. Look, honestly, like the fact that how they had him, it was trussed up. Obviously, he was going to a kangaroo court at the end of the day.
I was going to say kangaroo court. I was going to say
yeah. There was so that whole thing, like, this is America, this is justice. Like, yeah, maybe not.
Yeah, that's right. And he well and truly knows, is like, yeah, I'm just gonna do whatever we want to do, really. He's obviously got his own agenda. Claudia tries to step in, like, no chance, Claudia. I'm surprised the other Vault 31 personnel isn't really kind of stopping Claudia either, like trying to walk up to Ronnie to try and stop him. So I found that interesting that Ronnie's the only one that really shows sort of vindictiveness towards Claudia.
I think as well, they remember when she was trying to stop them and he pushed her to the side, said, "You've only been here a week."
A week, yeah.
So it was the whole concept, like, she hadn't really been indoctrinated into the Vault-Tec. She had not drunk the Vault-Tec Kool-Aid yet.
Yeah, exactly.
We'd seen a lot of those people in a lot of the flashbacks with Howard in Vegas as well. So all these people, especially Ronnie, he was Hank's right-hand man there. So
well,
we'd already
Bud's
seen all
right hand
this.
man. Yeah.
We'd seen the zealots. These were essentially, they were the zealots. They had drunk the Kool-Aid. There was nothing more important than their end goal for it. Whereas she's come in 1 week and she was still looking at that bridge when they first left out and said, "That's the bridge I walked over last week."
Yeah.
So she was just so fresh and so innocent. So I think she was the perfect person to essentially, come to Norm's
Norm's aid.
aid,
Yeah. Well,
because
and I
she
guess
she
yeah,
was
that's
just as innocent as he was.
yeah, no, absolutely, and that's I guess why Norm was kind of seeking out of like who's who in the zoo, like who can I try and trust, who can I kind of swayed, in turning in my favor, and he did a good job. He lucked out. He I think he used his luck there and persuaded her to sort of join his fight.
Like this
Which
kind of reasoning, guys, but then why was she frozen and part of the program then if she wasn't 100% a zealot as well? Even though she started a week ago, why was she frozen?
well, I guess
Unless it was just trying to make up numbers.
yeah, yeah, that's true. And I guess at that point, like there was always a certain time frame where these people would get unfrozen, and a higher management personnel would have been in charge at that point in time. So I guess when she would have been unfrozen, they kind of would have shaped her a little bit better. And you know,
I think, Ad, you make a really, really good point with that. So,
yeah,
I mean, think about when Betty, when she was the assistant, she was just as sort of, not so much. She hadn't really drunk the Kool-Aid sort of thing. That she was more on Barbara's side, where they were both a little bit naive about everything.
mm,
Betty, she got frozen, she got unfrozen, and she was obviously following the Vault 31 creed of, you're now the Vault leaders. But you can see now how Betty, she's essentially reverted back to, I want to save the people. It's not about the Vault tech anymore. I want to save the people. So I think you're dead right there, where she may have been frozen essentially before she drank the Kool-Aid, and then the intent was that when she came out, they would have really indoctrinated her to then, okay, go off to the next vault.
I think the thing is that all of them have drunk the Kool-Aid, but some of them have nefarious intent and others don't.
mm,
But then also look at it from the perspective of the guy that tried to kill Norm and the other ones in that group. They were unfrozen against their will, all ahead of time. Norm lied to them all, sent them on a wild goose chase, just fed them Blemco mac and cheese, came to the Voltec building at its empty. And Norm jumped on a computer, broke into someone's terminal. Then that guy noticed this guy was probably a traitor. So from his perspective, he's not doing anything bad. From us as an audience member watching Norm, who some of
Yeah,
us
good
like,
point. Yeah, good point.
think that too. They're just following the orders. I'm sure if Barb was one of the ones who were unfrozen in that group, she would have tried to kill him too.
Yeah, good point. I mean, you think those the rest
It's
of the
just
people.
it's all shades of grey in perspective. It's all perspective for them.
Well, you
Yeah.
think about, like, Ron he was the most ardent Vault Tech person there. Anything he said, everyone else was like, yeah, that's what we got to do.
yeah,
So I think you're right that they had sort of drunk. It depends on, they had one or two servings of the Kool-Aid.
But that's the thing. They're following Voltec's mission. They want to keep people alive after the bombs drop. So like Barb is fulfilling that. But also we're kind of our opinion's kind of tainted because Steph, she obviously has extra nefarious intents outside of Barb and the 31ers as well, the super managers,
So sorry, we were just hijacking you.
No,
Yeah,
no,
sorry.
no, that's completely fine. This is what it's all about, like bringing people together and having a discussion and things like that. So, it's very exciting to have obviously two people on the stream as well. It's awesome to collate all these ideas together and things like that. So, no, absolutely right. I just love when that elevator opens up and the chick looks down and she's like, oh, I guess they weren't as big. Oh God.
Jump screen.
Yeah, those rad roaches. I was thinking as they were getting attacked, I thought, would a giant roach be that dangerous and that ferocious?
Well, I guess if you're super unexperienced with it, yeah, probably. Like these people have never seen anything like it before, and these people are probably scared of normal cockroaches in itself anyway. So when that thing like jumped out of them, they probably wouldn't have known what to do. You know,
But
they
if you
just-
saw one person, like you saw one roach go for a throat, wouldn't you
yeah.
run around with your throat? Everyone just kept getting lashed in the throat.
Again, I
what-
think that whole
Yeah.
experience, they had not seen these monsters before. They'd
Yeah.
only heard them in the elevator. They hadn't seen them. But then when you think about it, if you take a roach and upscale it to that size, would you then upscale proportionally its strength?
probably.
I don't know.
But
Surely
obviously,
exponentially it would get
those little mandible, the little teeth of those things,
Oh
they
yeah,
obviously sort of rip through your flesh.
absolutely. Also,
Maybe.
hello people in the new chat. Hello Sammy. Hello Baby Shivers. Welcome. Sorry I didn't say hello to you, but
Hey guys, hey
I see
dudes.
you there. Benny, hello. Welcome to the chat.
Hey Benny.
Hey, Benny.
Benny, you better have caught up. Don't you
I'm
flop
making a
through
four-way
this.
Benny if you're lucky.
I'm looking at you.
It is Friday night.
Friday night. A bit quiet. Who, me? I can turn myself up. Or are you talking about the other guys?
Yeah, that's true.
Matt makes a good point there. If I just come fresh out of a vault and a 2-foot long roach jumped at me, I think my first reaction would be just to panic.
Oh, absolutely.
That's true. When someone accidentally opened up the roach farm. I think that they all conveniently, all the ones that we didn't like, or the ones who weren't relevant to the plot, conveniently died.
Well, that's a nice way to be able to clean out some of those extra characters.
And
Yeah,
every
that's
single
right.
roach went in the room, and Norm was on the outside, and the one character that he cared about survived. Yeah.
Well, I like how it was basically a full total party kill within that room. Everyone died in there except for that one there. But I would have thought that at least one roach would have survived.
Yeah,
But,
I was surprised to find that all of them
Yeah.
were. I guess all of them had taken each other out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
it was very interesting. That's for sure. I love Norm though, in his sort of good natured heart, where he decides to try and save one of them with a bloody rubbish bin, knocks it out, and he still gets denied, saying, "Nah, you're not coming in here." I was like, "Well, Ronnie, that worked out well for you, didn't it?" But
Yeah.
do we
Look
think
at-
do we think Ronnie is still alive though?
Ooh.
Who knows? Who knows?
I
Maybe.
don't know. I mean, how important would I think Ronnie was coming? He was talking about phase 2. So
Yeah.
now that
But he didn't he didn't really know what phase 2 was though. He was saying that it was like
No.
what did he say it was? Future enterprise ventures. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think from a storytelling point of view, it would make sense that Ronnie's dead now, because if he's alive, where could he go with his character without his little band of merry 31ers?
Well, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Steph's already kicked off phase 2. Sorry, Ben. Spoiler alert there.
Whoa,
Spoiler
whoa,
alert.
whoa, whoa. Hold on a
but-
second.
Yeah. So now that we know that phase 2's kicked off, I really think that Ronnie would be dead, because it wouldn't really make sense for his character. His character wouldn't have any impact, because all our main players, they're all up to speed with it.
Yeah, that's right.
I think that I think because Norm is kind of, his story is very separated from everyone else's and kind of existing on its own.
Yeah.
Whereas like we're following people in the vault, we're following the Ghoul, Maximus and Lucy and Thaddeus and Hank. All their stories have been completely intertwined this time, and his story kind of existed on its own. Also, I was just thinking about the Norm's progression, and what was his story for this entire season. They left the vault, walked to the Vault Tech building, and then he walked out. That's all they did.
Yeah, we didn't get much. We didn't get much in Norm. I was, I'm not gonna lie. I was, as much as I'd love to, talk about and all the positives in this show, that was the one thing that kind of let me down a little bit. We didn't get to see how that story progressed, but I guess they have to save things for season 3 and season 4 and so on and so forth. So, you know what? Leave me on the cliffhanger. Let's bring on season 3.
All we got from that story was just the confirmation of FEV. That's it. That's all we got from him.
Yeah,
I think what it also showed was you did have a bit of character progression with Norm as well, though. So you could see, like in season 1, there he was the absolute coward, and he said he hid. He was the one then that he started. He impersonated a Vault-Tec manager to get the people out, and then he was the guy who attacked Radroach. So I think it's like there's this slow burn for Norm's character where he is actually starting to grow a set of balls. Like he's starting to, and even said like the wasteland changes everyone.
Yeah.
I think we're starting to see that change. I think it's going to be a slow burn. You know, we don't want to see a full character progression in one season. You know, we've seen it with Chet. He's had a bit of a character progression. So I think it's, you know, this slow burn of getting our characters to become a little bit more hard and a little bit more toughened in the wasteland.
Yeah,
Where do you
no,
think they're headed?
absolutely. And
Well,
it goes
that-
to show, like, you know, he is a survivor, you know, right back when he was in the vault before he escaped Vault 31, where, you know, Bud Askin's basically saying, you know, what are you going to do now? You've got no food, you've got no water. The best thing for you to do is to sleep, to, you know, get frozen. But he chose, no, I'm going to choose a different path.
Well, that's a real. So, Ad, you
you know,
made a
oh,
good
Baby
point.
Ship has said it. Yeah, Norm is a survivor.
Where's he going? So remember when he said to what was the young lady's name? Anyway, he said we're going home.
I don't know.
Yeah. So remember he said to her like, okay, we're going home. So my guess is he's going to take him back to 33.
Well, I don't know if he would or not because he knows that there's experiments ongoing. So why would he go back? Or maybe he's going to go back to tell them that, hey, our vaults are in danger. We need to get out.
Well, we look at look. Steph's essentially lost her grip on power. She's got to get out of there.
Oh yeah.
So I think if Norm goes back to 33, which again, the thing where he said we're going home, for him, the only home that he knows is 33.
33. Yeah,
So-
that's true.
Claudia, thank you very much, baby shoes.
Claudia. There we go.
Yeah, so
Well,
the only home he knows is 33. So I'm guessing, and again, what's he going to turn up to the vault door and
hello, welcome in, let me in, hello.
hello, anyone home? I want
Do
a
you
cup
think
of
they're
sugar."
actually going to get home, or I think they might get sidetracked? I think a guy hauling a young lady in a wheelbarrow might get stopped along the way. 'Cause that's what was strange about their journey to the Vault-Tec building. I suppose there was safety in numbers. There were so many of them.
Yeah.
So maybe they didn't get tested, but there's no way that nothing would have bothered them. So I think these two on the way back are easy prey to pick off.
Yeah.
So, no.
Yeah, I think their trip back is going to be a very prolonged trip, and like anything, there's going to be some damn side quest that pops up, and then they're going to deviate, and
Yeah, probably.
the plan is
And I
going
think
to
that's it.
change.
This was Norm's first time in the Wasteland.
Correct.
Yeah.
So like in season 1, we spent a lot of time with establishing shots, her coming to the realization, oh wow, the world's not how I thought it would be. It's really stark and desolate and scary. It's like with him, he was kind of taking it in stride. He didn't really have that same kind of character journey. He didn't have that huge thing about, oh, we're gonna leave. This is a huge decision. I have to go find my father, yada yada. It's like with him, they just left, you know.
Yeah.
Went to Vault-Tec, and they're heading back, you know.
Yeah, that's
There's
right.
the gravity's not there.
Yeah, he needs something there to be able to galvanize his character a little bit more as some sort of experience in the wasteland, other than getting choked out by
By Ronnie.
Well, there's a little girlfriend to look forward to now. So hopefully get something besides cousin stuff for a change.
Oh, look, one thing I was a bit disappointed with. One thing I've got to say I'm a real bit disappointed with that Ronnie was choking him out. Okay, 2 hands around the throat. Like, where was his
Wire.
Yeah. I don't, yeah, why? But even then, the wire. So, where was his martial arts skills? Where he should have been doing jits. He could have been spinning. He could have got himself an arm bar in there, locked the arm bar in. Where was the training? Where was the muscle memory? Come on, no, what are you doing?
I agree.
Yeah, like
Out of his
he could have dropped over the shoulder. Got into a knee ride, locked in a Kimura, broken his shoulder, and then gone out of there. That's not what I would do, but I mean that's probably something that somebody.
I was gonna say, is that speaking of experience, Doug?
Hey, hang on, Jamie. Jason Statham has joined us here in the live stream. How's it going?
Oh well, look, I am I'm a BJJ black belt under with Guerrilla Jiu Jitsu. Shout out to Guerrilla Jiu Jitsu. So yeah, that's something I think I would do. I would do at least. I mean, you know, wouldn't tap out straight away off a
Off a cord, you would
basic
give
little cord.
a bit of a
Yeah,
fight. Like, it is life or death, and he was facing, a life or death situation last episode when Ronnie did choke him out. So, you'd think that he would fight a little bit more for sure.
yeah. Panic got a hold of him too much.
Well, that's it, right? If you panic, you don't keep a level head.
What you just did, Doug, was the same thing that what I said about when the red roach attacked you. Oh, but in the moment you don't know. It's the same
Yeah.
thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly the same thing.
It's a funny thing. When you look at something like that, he was built, he was grown, or he was brought up in this very sheltered, literally sheltered environment there, where he never had to really face an adrenal situation.
No.
You've got all the training in the world there, but without having an adrenal situation to be able to test out your training is virtually useless.
Yeah, and I guess that's the difference between Norm and Lucy, right? Because Lucy, she had a lot of skills coming out of the vault, but she didn't have to use all these skills all at once. It was a slow progression for her, where she was using her skills progressively throughout the season, where she was actually honing in on those skills that she sort of learned as well. So Norm is kind of the opposite, right? Where he's just basically been thrown into it altogether, and it's like, all the information that you need to know right now, you need to use right this second.
Yeah, I think as well. Like you look at Jesus Christ, Ella's character. She's a little bit more morally flexible as well, so she can justify the use of some horrific things. For example, cutting the guy's head off with a ripper. She's like, oh, okie dokie. It's
Yeah.
the ends justify the means for her because she wants to get to her father. So I think she is also a little bit more morally flexible. And again, when
Yeah.
she's on the pingers as well, she is very morally flexible.
It's just
She
ghouls,
will
right?
take out some ghouls. Yeah. Even though she's Joan.
At least she's maintaining honesty.
Yeah,
throughout the whole thing. And like she went through a lot of training. Like in season 1, episode 1, we saw that montage of the meeting. I think it was the aptitude meeting with the panel from the vault, and it's all yada yada. And we saw that montage of her being in like the pipe club, the ballet club, or whatever it was, and then the shooting range, and all that stuff. With Norm, we didn't see that. We saw when Norm had that meeting later on. They said everything he did, he lacked enthusiasm.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So it seems he doesn't really have a real kind of skill set to draw upon.
He's a good hacker, though.
Yeah.
Good with computers.
Yeah.
That's Norm's department.
Well, when Barb has her
as Chet said to Steph,
you can just log in to read all the highly confidential files with zero password. Come on.
Yeah.
I was hoping to see like a bit of a hacking terminal thing going on there when he accessed the FEV file log, because it was a management terminal after all. So, but hey, Lucy is a luck and agility build. Norm is intelligence. Yeah, definitely baby shivers. Yeah, 100%.
Crazy.
I love Lucy's luck. Yeah, Norm intelligence. Yeah, so it would have been still nice to see him sort of get the hacking turn on and use tick tick tick, and they go bang, got it. There you go, hacker perk.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly. It would have been nice to see. That's for sure. But hey, you can only fit so many minutes in a 43-minute episode. I believe that one was in. So, but we obviously already spoke about the things that are leading up to this, and I guess we kind of get into more juicy stuff now, and we kind of spoke about it. But let's go on to Vault 32.
Yeah, Vault 32. I just love the whole idea that all the residents there, it was murder, kidnapping, lying. It was like, oh look, we can actually give that one a pass. But you're a filthy Canadian. Oh my God!
Outrageous! Open up! And then all of a sudden it turned to death to the overseer.
Yeah,
It
to
was-
management.
Death to
Yeah,
management.
definitely.
And
Yeah, that's
Chet,
it.
Chet was loving this. Chet was
And do you remember where
absolutely, banging on that.
I was going to say, well, you just mentioned death to management. Where did we see that phrase before?
We saw it in Vault 32 when Norm and Chet first discovered Vault 32, and they had a bit of a look around. So that was
That's
everywhere.
right, written on the wall in blood, and then the dead overseer tied to their chair.
Yes.
Yeah, we did. So death to management. That's why he paused before and then turned around. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
That's because that's a good point there, because he was all smiling like, yeah, everyone's cheering, and
Come
then it's
on,
like
Prop
just makes
Circle.
like,
Where are you?
oh,
I know you're here.
Because we still don't know what happened to them in 32. Really?
Exactly, yeah.
We assumed it was Raiders, but no one said explicitly it was.
Yeah, everyone assumes the Raiders got him, but I don't think
They
so.
were just rotting away. They weren't stabbed in the chest or kind of things, you know. There were no dead Raiders around.
Yeah, and one of them was basically strapped to a chair and being tortured.
Yeah, that's right.
I was overseer, yeah.
So was the Enclave there before them again?
I
We
think
go back
Maldavis-
to
Yeah.
We'll just go back to Fallout 1 there when they open up the vault there and just mowed everyone down.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. How did Moldaver know how to get in the vault? How did
Exactly.
Wilzig know? And then how did Wilzig know Moldaver to tell Lucy to give her the cold fusion?
Yeah.
These are the larger questions as well.
Yeah, no,
And
absolutely.
I like the fact that they have left those dangling for us to be able to sort of come up with these theories where obviously there is a story that runs in the background for it. I think a lot of people would have thought that, oh, she just got into Vault 32 by using like Hank's wife had
Pit Boy.
given her a pit boy or something.
Yeah.
But that doesn't really make sense.
No, because I
But
think
Norm asked that
there's
question.
a point in season 1 where Lucy explains to someone where, for a moment there she swears she could feel the sun, and I believe that's a moment where Hank's wife must have left. Well, I mean, other wife left the vault, took Lucy with her, and then Hank is basically went out of the vault to retrieve her. And I guess that's where we see the split off when Lucy's mum gets taken off by, I guess, Moldaver, and then her Pip-Boy gets used to access the vault later on. So I think that kind of falls into that part of it as well.
But in season 1, Norm asked Barb where his mother's Pip-Boy is, and she said,
I buried it with her. Yeah.
She buried her with
the
Hank.
Pip-Boy. Yeah. Baby Shivers.
And what's Lucy's mother's name? What's her name?
I can't remember off the top of my head.
Gracie or something?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Baby Shivers says it was Lucy's memory of being on the surface. Norm was there too. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't in season 1 there where was a scene there where there was Lucy's mum and Moldaver, and Lucy was there, and they were in there was like a cornfield or something,
yeah, they were in a cornfield, and that's when Lucy mentioned something. He's like, for a split second, I swear I could feel the sun's warmth.
Yeah,
and that was her
I think
remembering something.
That scene you mentioned, Doug, I think that's at the end when Moldaver's given the big the exposition dump and tells the story.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly.
Rose. There we go. Thank you, Baby Shippers.
That's right.
Superstar.
Rose by any other name. But yeah, I mean, it's funny. Like you can also put like that as a metaphor. Like I felt the sun once. I could feel I felt the sun. Where the people said that a nuclear blast feels like the sun.
I mean, hey, you're not wrong.
They all felt the sun out there in 30 scenes.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. Some way or another, right? Trolling Harvey. Almost wish you a nuclear winter.
I felt plenty in my time, boys. Don't worry.
Doug's audio is echoing through something. Yeah, it's probably through my mic. I'll try and move the microphone a little bit further away. It is my microphone that is picking up them.
I talk a little bit more softer and velvetier.
I haven't quite worked out that particular isolation yet, Prop Circle. But yeah, so then we get to see what's in Hank's keepsake box.
How many people instantly ran out to start printing that Pip-Boy?
I bet you're one of them, Doug.
No, I've been flat out busy printing the NCR Power Armor helmet.
Oh, spoilers. I think that Pip Boy though, the model is exactly the same as all the others. I
It
think
is.
now I'm surprised the one company didn't release that one too at the same time. But it's just a simple respray and just a little decal on one side.
Literally,
It's easy.
yeah,
Easy.
literally.
Easy
But I
done.
mean, again, it's not that hard probably to do that yourself as well. Like these Pip Boys were made to be able to weather yourself and all that type of stuff. So, you know, it wouldn't surprise me
Hey,
that
hold
if
on,
we
keep
if we
this
did
through.
see some people out there, you know, now reskinning their sort of the TV show Pip Boy to this. But my God, it looks nice.
I think you know, in not much time, somebody's going to be able to write some code up to get the Enclave loading screen. I mean, I know Jackson's already working on that.
Huge and true.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
Action Jackson, awesome.
Get onto it, Jackson. We
so,
need
yeah,
we need it stat. We need it by yesterday.
ISP 2.0. He's powering through. He's currently doing mechanical engineering as part of his biomedical degree at the moment. So
Bloody hell,
he's
could be me.
he's right out. He's building stuff at the moment. So yeah.
So he's trying to develop some kind of FEV
I hope so. I'm going to need it.
or like a scorch
Hey,
virus or something.
I've got my FEV here from you, Doug. There you go, FEV.
Perfect. You know, like, I've told him plenty of times that he needs to start working building me some spare parts because I'm definitely going to need them. You know, after 50 years of treating my body like an amusement park, it's trying to catch up to me now. So now it's look, I don't want to get to the point where I'm just a head in a jar with a whole heap of wires coming out of me and a tube in my mouth to get rid of the saliva. I'd like to at least, you know, even, you know, I'll be happy with a brain bot. You know, that's a starting point.
RoboBrain's cool.
Yeah, RoboBrain's cool. I mean, you could, hey, imagine that.
It's
You
fucking
could,
threads like a tank. It's awesome.
you could get a fresh respray every single week. It's like,
Yeah,
I
awesome.
don't like, hey, spray me up some Nuka-Cola colors. Boom, look at me.
Why not?
I'm fresh and cool again. So,
It's a win-win.
so yeah, Jackson, RoboBrain for me, okay? RoboBrain.
What's that place in Fallout 76 where they have that murder mystery and they're all RoboBrains? What's that one?
Oh, that's in Fallout 4 in the Far Harbor deal.
Yeah, that's right. Far Harbor. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's awesome. Low ties, little dresses on. It's awesome.
That'd be cool. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, really fun.
well, we're having a costume party. Just okay. Just bolt this onto me. Look, that'd be
Exactly.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Me a top hat. Boom! Look at me. I'm in formal wear now.
I think one of them has a little moustache paint.
The
on it,
mustache, yeah.
Cool. Awesome.
No, that's it. That's it. Locked in. Jackson, you're on the clock with this.
So getting back to it, it kind of derailed. Yeah. Hey, look, you know, I'm all about you know, going off on tangents. I think the finale. This is the time to go off on tangents. So I'm all for it.
Side quests.
Yeah, side quest. That's right, exactly. We all love a side quest. God forbid I love a side quest. That's why it took me, you know, many years to finish the actual game.
Yeah. They can treat your body like an amusement park. Why not?
Yeah, that's right. Body is a temple.
Yeah, bad decisions equal great stories.
That's right. And
Yeah,
then
exactly. Yeah. This will make a great story later. I think that all the time.
yeah. And
So,
then
go on.
the message that we get from Steph, you know, it's up on screen now if everyone's looking. But you know, Steph Harper, Hank McLean's wife here. Don't know exactly how this works, but he said you're always listening, and if you can hear this, initiate phase 2.
Phase 2. What is phase 2?
And then that echoes to that same building that we see somewhere in a snowy mountainous region. Where in season 1 we saw Dogmeat and Wilzig
Correct.
leaving. That's where we first saw our shot of a super mutant arm.
Correct.
At that time, and then also echoing at that same time, like we see the computer, they get the write down or the transcript of what she just said. But then first she says, "This is Mrs. McLean, Steph McLean." She says,
"Yeah, Steph McLean." Yep.
But then we also hear the echo of
all the other radio channels. Yeah, all
Yeah.
the other radio broadcasts as well. So
Yeah.
you know they are always listening.
Yeah,
So they
capturing.
heard what Norm said before, and they heard Lucy, I think, is what was the other broadcast we heard? There was three, wasn't there?
We heard Hank's broadcast. We
Hanks.
heard Norm's broadcast, and then Steph's broadcast.
That's right, right. And the beautiful iBot floating by too.
Yeah, correct. Oh, that eyeball was beautiful.
I reckon it's up in Alaska. I'm
Alaska. Okay, interesting.
Or maybe in Canada.
Okay.
Canada, Rockies.
Not maybe in Colorado.
Yeah, potentially Colorado.
No, I mean that was my point. That was my guess, Colorado. So that's yeah. I mean, it's snowy mountains, very rocky, and all that type of stuff. So could potentially be a lot of different places. That's for sure. So, which is huge. You know, we've confirmed that Steph and Hank have obviously gotten together, got married, and we will touch that base in a bit of a flashback in a little bit in a few moments time. But yeah, they're both working for the Enclave.
The Enclave, they're behind.
What do you think phase 2 is? What's phase 2?
Well, phase 2 would obviously be the launching FEV into the vaults, right? Turning all the vault dwellers into super mutants, right?
Well, I don't think so. I don't think so, because again, this is probably jumping the conversation forward a little bit, but the comment that was made that the vaults were not the experiment.
No, the surface was, yeah.
So maybe as far as the surface point of view, that for the FEV, they're going to release the FEV across the world or in certain locations.
I mean that would make sense, because like we do come across multiple scientists in 76 trying to do that as well, and we sort of ultimately stop them from doing that. But then they also say it's already done, like it's already.
Well, that was the thing as well. There was they thought originally they said the FEV was released in Huntersville, wasn't it? That's the first location, and that's when they got the super mutants out of Huntersville. And so if phase 2 is the super mutants, it doesn't really make sense, because we obviously know there's already super mutants out there. So, and then Hank's obviously come out and he said he's got his operatives out in the world.
Yeah, correct.
So is this as part of, is his operatives there to be out there to be able to establish bases or new factions or build an army? I mean, I think at the end of the day, we can all agree that the Enclave's end goal is power.
Oh, 100%.
Power, but it's how they're going to be able to achieve power with at least some semblance of a manageable population.
I think the Enclave's goal was to maintain the status quo of American power as a secret shadow government that ruled behind the scenes, but still maintaining the same kind of structure of that, and then finding new ways of continuing to rule. But then, are they nefarious in the intent of wanting to wipe out all wastelanders or create a new race of people, or what? We don't know.
Well, that's good. That's a good point. As in, like, every good guy is a villain in somebody else's story.
This is the whole thing about Fallout, Doug. It's all about perspective. Every faction, every character, in all the games, there's no good and bad. It's all shades of grey. They're all from their own perspective. The Enclave, like, I could easily steelman the Enclave's argument from the perspective, and say that's the right way to go. But there's no right. That's the whole point of it. That's what I love about Fallout. It's never about who's the good guy, who's the bad guy.
Yeah.
Everyone's got their own sort of goals, but everyone's got a different way of going about it,
Exactly. It's like it's all from their own perspective, and it makes complete sense to me.
Yeah, what did they say in season 1 there? Everyone wants to save the world, they just can't agree.
Exactly.
Yeah. Correct. Yeah. And then House puts it in as well as, so many people, but a multitude of different variations of how to go about it.
Except hardly anyone thinks the Legion is a good perspective. I don't know why. They got the coolest drip, but okay, whatever.
I mean, one would argue that NCR then.
Sure.
Well, I must agree, they do have some of the coolest drip. So, do you want to see that? Shall I put on some of their drip that we've got here?
Oh yeah, sure. Go on.
Here we go.
I've got my NCR helmet that I've been working on just here. Chat, if everyone can see that. Oh, look at that.
Can you not agree that this is
So you do some modeling, I'll do commentary. Doug now is modeling the Centurion V1 helmet made by App Forgery.
This is the thinker. Yes.
It's in-
My forgery. This App Forgery's files there printed on the my nice Creality K2s. Creality.
Scavenged from the tallest and strongest and most handsome super mutants in the Wasteland.
Yes, it is.
Centurions wear these on campaign all across the Mojave Wasteland.
So yeah, it's this itself. It's
Isn't that gorgeous?
That's beautiful. That is so beautiful.
Come
that
on.
is beautiful. Yeah,
Come on.
love it, love it. And then let's top it off with
Oh, here we go.
a nice.
Doug now is modeling T45. right shoulder pauldron. The T45 was first established in, I can't remember now, maybe for like first deployment in the Operation Anchorage, in the operation to retake Anchorage, where in the show Fallout we first saw a Deathclaw appear in the show.
Yes, there we go.
Mr. House is the demon in the snow later on.
The multiple faces.
I love it. I love it.
so,
Gorgeous.
yeah. So yeah, I think we can agree. Like, yeah, Legion's got some of the coolest armor. And NCR is hot at the moment. NCR is so hot.
Hot dog.
They are so hot. They are so
So
hot.
hot right now. So hot right now.
Yeah, they're so hot right now. Oh, they are just so hot right now.
Oh, NCR, those ratings are so hot.
Zoolander. But again, like you just cannot go past the simplicity and the beauty of the T60 power armor. Like, but I've got to say though, the NCR power armor, that's starting to really sort of have a challenge for the first place for me at the moment. So
Benny says.
Hopefully I'll be able to model that in real life down at Supernova this year.
Can't wait to see it.
Awesome.
Cannot wait to see it. Benny's like thought it was odd how many guns the Legion guys had.
What do you mean they all have guns? They just don't have energy weapons or mechanical guns. And not mechanical, just electrical based.
Just like assault rifles and stuff like that.
And of course, what Doug just showed us is the one contradiction. They had salvaged armor pieces of technology. That's the one contradiction is the Centurion, but it's allowed.
I thought it was funny in that opening scene there where the Legionnaire that got stabbed, he had a Corvega hubcap.
Yeah, isn't that cool? Yeah.
That was really cool.
I thought it said Corvette and I paused and oh no, Corvega. That's it. Like a very awesome little
So I think Jade said the other she the one thing she liked about the Legion was that they all wore sunglasses. Yeah. So how many sunnies lasted through that for 200 years? Most of them aviator. But,
good plastic. Good plastic.
Really good plastic.
I said to Jamie on the other episode that I was on that all the goggles that they have, they're all the ones that all us cosplayers always use. Even the pair I actually have, that Legionnaire who was in the bunker with Hank, he was wearing the set that I have that I wore when I did my Solarius. I'm like, yeah, all of us shop on Amazon together, obviously.
Yeah. Hey, they got to get their props from somewhere.
True.
Oh, I was on mute. Okay, well, that kind of leaves us with Vault 30, and that's it. We don't see any other Vault 32 or any other sort of storyline for the rest of the kind of episode. We just focus on the three big people, right? So let's go in my next part of the lineup. I've got let's go and deep dive into the Ghoul.
The Ghoul. So we're going to talk about the modern day, and where we left him before was he was up there with Mr. House. He stuck the cold fusion in the thingy, and then Mr. House came online again, and now we have an animated Mr. House talking to his old friend.
Mm-hmm.
Sticks the Gauss rifle pointed at it.
Yep.
He mentioned the interplanetary, the destruction.
Yep.
Which is kind of cool. Those poor Zetans wouldn't be able to come visit us.
I
in
also
that sense.
I also love, like, the little nods as well, that they put in there. The house mentions that over the years his body became a target for wandering
Yep.
travelers. He was
That's right.
poisoned, shot, bludgeoned with a crowbar. Um, you know,
I forgot that.
love that
That
little callback. Love that.
the Securitron laying at his feet. So obviously because they only have one puppet of a Securitron in the show, so they just leave it around on sets. But be that as it may, that one laying there at the bottom there, that's the Yes Man ending, remember? So Yes
Yeah.
Man collapses in front of the screen and then goes onto the big screens.
Yes.
So I'm just kind of guessing that could have been that because Mr. House also mentioned that his body's dead. So then it's his brain's on the computer now.
Yeah, because I
So
think
I'm
we saw it in the after credits. In the after credits, couple of episodes.
Oh, when you saw his body, yeah.
He had his big cast and the arm was hanging out the side of it. So yeah,
Yes.
he'd been shot, stabbed, burnt. Yeah, everything that.
For wandering nomads, or he said wandering adventure.
Yeah,
This set looks just so good. They did such a cool job at replicating this whole section of the top of the Lucky 38. I just love it so much.
I just hope Jane and Marilyn are okay. It's just so camp having that he had two like sexy robots, like after Jane's Mansfield and Marilyn Monroe, but then they're just Protectrons, and he's Securitron, sorry, and he's just like on a computer in a thing. So like, did he ever try and get saucy with them or something? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Or maybe he was already still human. He was getting saucy with the two.
I just want to say,
I love it.
I just want to say that we've got an emergency broadcast right now. I've got a bit of announcement here, guys. So we're just gonna hold that thought there for a second. Sorry, someone's at the door. Hello? Yeah, come in. Look who it is, chat. Who's this?
Hey,
Sorry, can I help you?
hey.
G'day.
It's Guardian, everyone.
Oh, I'm on delay. I didn't know. Sorry. There he is. Oh, hey. How you doing?
Hey.
Welcome.
Hello.
Thanks for
Ad
joining.
Victorian, brother.
Come,
Ad
bring
Victorian.
a chair.
Oh, that's good. Hello, mate.
Let me zoom in. There we go. Get in there. There
So,
we
Jamie,
go.
you're Mr. House, and he's your Jane or Marilyn then? Or you yes?
Oh, hello,
Tonight,
Bruce.
at least.
Everyone
Hello,
meet
mate.
Bruce. Everyone meet Bruce.
Hello, Bruce.
They still call me Bruce.
Hello. Thanks for coming.
Sorry. Still got the down.
No, don't be sorry at all. Hey, buddy, you're very excited, aren't you? New people.
Yeah.
We're just talking about the ghoul and how he's just entered in. He's just talking to Mr. House, and
Yes.
how House was basically saying that his body's become a target for the wandering travelers and things like that, and then we're really interrupted.
Sorry. Sorry, everyone.
No, welcome.
Welcome, Ian. Good to see you, man.
Yeah, good to see you too, Doug.
G'day, how you going?
All right. Can I pet that dog? Yeah, absolutely, Benny. You can definitely pet that dog. All right. Well, where were we? We kind of lost our track then.
So the
Yeah.
ghoul,
So
like-
yeah, as you say, yeah, the ghoul threatens to shoot the diode to see what happens. House basically explains I don't know what happened, but it would most likely extend to other planets. So I'd probably advise not to.
A long way.
A bloody long way. Like, damn, how powerful is that bloody thing? It'd destroy the world by the sounds of things.
Well, yeah, it's beyond atomic. It's correct me if I'm wrong, Doug. Doug is the expert in these kind of things, but nuclear fission is a much more. It's technically not possible at the moment because like it still takes too much energy to create it than it does what you get out of it.
Yeah.
But in the show, it's just become like a MacGuffin, which we have, which is fine. But the energy to exert from it theoretically is way more exponentially than nuclear fusion.
Yeah.
100%,
A nuclear fusion explosion in a weapon can destroy a city,
Yeah.
but nuclear fission it's probably true with the exponential of that expulsion of energy. Yeah.
Fusion is a massive sudden explosion, whereas fission that's of one atom, whereas fission it's more atoms itself, which is almost a self-replicating energy source. That's what they say. That at the end of the day, fission is the end goal for the Earth because it essentially will give you unlimited power.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
exactly.
right. Yeah.
You imagine destroying something that's got unlimited power. So yeah, you probably would crack the Earth.
Yeah. I also want to touch base on it. Like, House says that this diode was the only one that was ever created. But I'm a little bit confused on that one because obviously we see, in a flashback, which it'll come up in a second, where we see Coop. Obviously, last episode, we see Coop hand the cold fusion device to the president, who we know is within the Enclave. But in season 1, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but we see Wiltzig recreate that cold fusion. So is there now 2, and the House doesn't actually realize that there is actually 2 out there now?
I think it's the same one.
I think it's the same one.
You think it is the same one? Okay.
I think so.
Because I was on the impression that he actually, recreated it.
Yeah, I think the interesting part of that is, and I think this was essentially a hint that Hank was, tied up with the Enclave. That the fact that Hank had the password to kick that thing off. When we last saw Hank with
that's right.
the diode, he was just a courier. He had essentially no idea. He was just a courier. So then, to kick it off, they needed his password. So he must have had some interaction between when the Enclave got it to when he was, the overseer of Vault 33.
And what was the password? What was the number? Do you remember, Jamie?
It was the release date for Fallout, wasn't it?
Yes. The release date of the original.
That's right. It was. I even made a note about it on that episode.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
And I can't even remember my own notes. I wrote the notes myself.
Going, this has to be like the release date of Fallout, and I looked it up, and yes, it was. Yeah. I think that's on 9/7. Yeah. It was 01 something 9/7.
Yeah, that's right. Prop Circle, Mr. House didn't know about the Enclave either. So feasibly, they say they had more, and he's not aware. Yeah, I mean that is true because he didn't know that, who the other player was at that point in time. So obviously, he's learnt a lot more over the last 200 years. So,
what was the Enclave doing with this unlimited power source in the last 200 years?
Yeah, doing God knows what at that facility. That's for sure. And what drove Wiltzig to go against the Enclave, even though we saw him in this season give the message to Barbara saying, you need to relay this message. What made him go the other way and say, all right, well, we need to get the hell out of here?
I think the moment that changed for him was
Dogmeat.
Was when Dogmeat.
Yeah.
So that's when he cracked and realized that there's a little bit more to this because it didn't chuck her in the incinerator.
It sort of reminded him of his original humanity, I think.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but then how did he know Moldava then? How did he know Moldava?
Yeah, obviously,
I'm going to
knew each other.
I'm going to suspect that Moldava was, I guess, had some connections within the Enclave, but not entirely, but sort of had a bit of a clue. That's my guess. Anyway.
I think the Enclave herself.
Yeah,
I think so.
Because Wiltzig and her obviously, I guess knew each other because he knew of her, and how else would they have been alive 200 years later? So they obviously would have been frozen and woken up at some point, rather. So
yeah, maybe they're husband and wife. You never know. All these secret marriages everywhere.
I'm really hoping in season 3 that we get to see the oil rig, the Enclave oil rig platform.
I thought it was destroyed by this time.
But
Well,
again, you don't.
we don't really know.
Yeah, they're still a bit flexible. Who's to say they didn't have more than one?
True.
That's true.
Yeah.
Very, very true.
I read something the other day that there was that they were selling off oil rigs in the North Sea somewhere to be used as survival vaults.
Hey, well, like they're about to annex Canada in America, so who knows? It's all coming true.
So if anyone's got a lazy $1 million laying around, I'll take it off your hands and I'll buy me an oil.
Yeah, sure.
Million, let's go.
And Vault 511 is coming true every day, right?
Hey, I would love. Look, in all honesty, I would love to. The dream would be to buy a couple of 100 acres of land up the bush somewhere, and over time build shanty towns on that thing and turn it into a real life Fallout
Experience.
area. How
Oh,
cool!
that's so cool. It's so
How
cool.
cool! You know,
It's so cool.
people would turn up there and it's like, okay, there's 200 acres out there, and you just wander around and you could find like power armor sitting somewhere. How cool would that be?
Yeah.
And like giant bombs just sitting in the middle of town like Megaton kind of thing. Yeah. And have like a ticking mechanism inside, so people think it might, explode at any moment.
Yeah,
Great.
yeah. That I think that would be absolutely.
Override activated.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that'd be cool. Anyway, I'm hijacking the conversation.
Hey Jamie, I need to run for a little to the little Vault Dwellers room real quick.
Go
okay?
for it. We shall continue. Awesome. Well, I love the house basically cheekily telling the ghoul, saying, everyone works for me in the end.
Oh yeah, look, I like the fact that he was saying like he had everything rigged. He had every slot machine, every single feed, everything was rigged. So like, yeah, the game was rigged from the start.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, and he goes, yeah, rigged everything, but never imagined that there was someone else ahead of the game.
Yeah, I think that sort of spoke a bit about his hubris as well. That he thought he was so smart that he didn't think that he would get sort of
outsmarted
trumped by another player who was actually in a position where they could exactly hide what their agenda was, because essentially it was the American government at the end of the day.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing, right? They sort of had their personnel infiltrating, Vault-Tec, and they had their little, and as House explains to the ghoul, the Enclave have got, they've got listeners everywhere. They're listening all the time, constantly.
Yeah, and especially when he said that when he was talking to Barbara about, she said, "Oh, pay you for this," and I said, "No, you paid us to make this." So essentially, that you can guess that the Enclave via Vault-Tec had hired House to make the control devices.
Yeah, well, like on those Pip Boys, they're all Rockco technology, aren't they?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, well, that's it. I also love the little callback that the ghoul goes, you didn't tell me that there was another vault with a whole bunch of management, and House basically just says, well, you simply didn't bring me the diode.
Yeah. Yeah, if he'd kept up his end of the bargain,
You'd known about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I think it's like all this, double crossing and backstabbing and like all this intrigue. I think it's good for the story because it's not a simple story anymore. You don't actually know who has allegiance to whom anymore.
But at least we know that Mr. House didn't know about the Enclave. He wasn't sure about the Enclave, and that was because, as we know, Mr. House from, I suppose it was interesting to be introduced to him in the past because we all knew him originally from New Vegas as a computer talking about, I've done my calculations in this, and he speaks very matter of factly from a mathematical perspective. And he's run the numbers and then he's calculated this, even though that we know that he got his calculations incorrect. He was a week late
by a smidge.
hence the story of the courier to get the platinum chip. But
yeah,
but it's good to know that like he didn't quite know about the Enclave, but it seems after the fact that he knows about the Enclave in the future now.
well, yeah,
So how did he know?
you know, even he
How did
says
he
it
know?
himself, you know, and it's the first time, I guess. But I guess, you know, I think he does admit a little bit of defeat in the games as well. So this is kind of on point where he does, you know, admit to the Ghoul or to Coop, saying that, you know, when it came to predicting the future, he was outclassed by an invisible adversary.
I think I'm just reminded now of something else that was said in the episode too. The origin of the death claws outside the Lucky 38. What was it? Because in an earlier episode, the barman said they came from Quarry Junction, but that's
Yeah, they
not
came
true.
from Quarry Junction. But
Yeah,
he
but
was saying that the Enclave brought the death claws to Lucky 38 to keep people
Right.
people out, which corresponds to, you know, him saying, calling back to him saying, you know, the devil in the snow was them all along.
I saw your devil in the snow.
Yeah. And that's right. He said he wasn't too sure until he saw the devil in the snow, and that's when he started, you know, putting his little feelers out there and going, "Hey, what the hell's this?"
But then at some stage, the Enclave sent those death claws and basically stuck him inside. Basically, they imprisoned him inside offline.
Yeah. But again, like they say, and the Ghoul, he was able to get in because he'd essentially been pre-approved to get in.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. Yeah.
Not that easy to get. Yeah.
And then this scene we'll come back to this scene as well. But obviously the Ghoul, as he makes his way through the vault, he comes through a very familiar face.
Yes.
And you know we'll come back to this because this is very, very juicy stuff as well. Where Hank and Lucy are. But let's touch on that. We'll come back to this when we go through the Lucy and Hank thing in just a few moments. But yeah, we see him kind of stop by ever so slightly, just give the nod, saying, you know, what say you, Volty? And then off he.
Yeah, that's a real nice classic cowboy goodbye as well. Just the.
Well, after shooting in the ass, yeah.
Shot me in my ass.
And he goes, "Come on!" It's like, yeah.
And then let's take a slight detour now, and we'll come back to that in a second. But here we have a flashback. So where basically this is where the first time where Coop mentions to Barb saying they should go as far out as Colorado.
Well, I think that was this scene was a pretty interesting one because it was revealed to us in 3 separate scenes, spliced through 3 different timelines, essentially. Because you saw the phone call, the arrest, and then you saw the middle bit, which what he said to her before the arrest. I think it was an interesting idea to run that scene like that from essentially three different views, so to speak.
Yeah, but like I said, this episode this week, putting this together, was was a head mind kerfuffle. So
it was because again it was the whole thing of it was almost like, you know, House ringing him up to say, hey, you stuffed up here. Hey, whatever happens to you now, it's not on me.
Yeah, but like, what do you mean it's not on me? It's like, you know.
Yeah, but again, from that whole from it as well, that also showed us a bit more about Barb's character as well, where she looked like she just wanted to get away, so she was not really responsible for dropping the bombs. She'd been told to say that, drop the bombs.
Yeah.
And now she was more than happy just to get out of there.
Yeah.
They were about to escape. Like I said, like we're the only 2 people who have left Vegas as winners.
Yeah.
But nobody ever wins in Vegas.
No, that's right.
I don't like the idea that Barb's all of a sudden she's had some kind of redemption arc this season after she was the one that sat there and said drop the bombs ourselves. She still said that and told them. She's still selling them vaults. She still knows exactly what the vaults involve. She still knows they're basically torturing people in perpetuity. She still knows that, and yet she's still going along.
It is interesting though as well because from here they're still together, whereas in the first episode of season 1, they're separated, aren't they? That's
the thing. They're divorced. Remember, those fathers mentioned how they're divorced.
So is is her obviously? I'm guessing that she divorces him because now he is seen as being
Pinko.
like such an un-American, like a non-patriot. So from a PR point of view,
Oh, yeah,
she's divorced him.
possibly,
She's got to keep some separation from him.
possibly.
But at the same time, are they hanging anything over her head to say, "Hey, you got to toe the company line here, otherwise we're going to kill Hank."
I think
Sorry,
the answer to those will be.
kill Coop or his daughter. Like it's
I think the answers to those questions will be season 3. I think.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
totally
Prop
agree.
Circle brings up a good point. Coop turns to Barb and says, "You don't know anything. I acted alone."
Yeah,
Yeah. Also, the committee of un-American conduct, whatever that was, the committee that McCarthy started to eradicate communism.
yes. McCarthyism, Reds under the bed. The mad panic through the 60s there, the hunt for the commies.
And the 50s, yeah. I don't disagree with it because quite a lot of the ones that they captured were actual communist Russian spies.
Yes,
Um, I don't blame them. So like I think McCarthy did nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with that.
yeah, it's funny like the a lot of the real life policies which were held through the 50s and 60s, they're sort of playing out in real life as if they did happen. I mean, you look at the brinkmanship which was used through the 60s, especially during the Cuban the
Missile
missile
crisis.
crisis.
Yeah.
That whole concept of brinkmanship there, that that wound down in our world, but it seems that from a brinkmanship point of view, it didn't work when they took Canada and then China invaded Canada.
That's what's so interesting about Operation of Anchorage and things too. And it becomes very much. It's also in the world of Fallout how they play the that war out to its furthest degree and how far it can go.
Yeah, yeah,
And then it erupts in the American Sino War. Yeah.
yeah. I think
Yeah.
I think it's a good parallel as to
Yeah.
what may have happened in our own history.
And then what happens at the end? You say "okie dokie," as the girl says up in the up in
Okay,
Anchorage.
dokie.
Dokie. Yeah.
He,
They send Chinese soldiers out in the field in just a fur coat and a fur hat, and yet the Americans got suits of armor.
and Death Claws.
That's capitalism, baby. That's capital. Yes, and death claws. Yeah.
And Death.
That's-
I mean, that's unfair. Let's be honest here. There should have been a point there when the Death Claws turned up. The Chinese would have went, "Wait, time. All right, okay, guys. Okay, she's getting a little bit real here right now. All right, we're just gonna go home. We're gonna make our own Death Claw. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe a Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah. Well, I mentioned to Jamie the other day that how some of the technologies in the universe to salvage tech from the Chinese. The Gauss rifle that we saw in this episode up in the penthouse is built from German and salvaged Chinese tech in universe,
Yes.
if you remember.
Yep. So I think I would love to see.
Those teddy bears are all Chinese imports, aren't they? In universe.
Yes.
Yeah, they're correct. Yeah, absolutely.
Okie dokie.
And then I just love in this, flashback we get to see, Hank and Steph all lovey-dovey.
Yeah. That was insane.
What do you think?
I know, right? The whole thing about, I don't know what you said, but you're a hell of a wingman.
Hell of a wingman.
God. She wanted a job and yeah, she
Hell of a resume.
Yep.
One hell of a resume for a maid.
For a maid, yeah. Lucky 38.
Yeah, I'm sure it was a good resume.
Sure. Yeah.
The stank.
3 thumbs up.
I mean, I think
Thank Gaver.
Steph is just she's a third player in all of this, that who has then aligned herself with the Enclave because of whatever their phase 2, phase 3 is, because it's going to take down the American government.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and Steph is all against, the Americans. They're not people, they're Americans.
Yeah. Yeah.
How did she jump so fast? How was she able to? She was through pure luck. She was able to find herself in the same building, and then suddenly married to a very high up Voltec executive. She must have like an absolute gift of a gab or a trick pelvis to get all the way up in that quickly.
Well, I mean,
But
we did see in the
she
last
must have something
episode
else beside that.
where Steph wheels Hank away in a laundry basket. So
Yeah.
you know, and then Coop literally says to her, "Ask him."
Ask him, yeah, for the job.
Or is that pure luck? Is this pure luck she got there? Because she's suddenly in the top of Vault Tech within the space of a couple of days after escaping a concentration camp, pretty much, or an internment camp in
Well, I mean, that just goes to show that, you know, Hank's connection with the Enclave, basically they moved some things around, was like, yeah, cool.
Mm.
You know, we want more people to represent us, and if you're on board with this, then let's go. Let's get more people.
Yeah, her ideology aligned with theirs, and she was charismatic. She could talk. You know, it put her in a position there where she could influence other people through her actions.
Yeah.
I suppose that's what happens later on outside of 38 when Hank says, "Oh, I would like to go and visit the people back in the vault." And he goes, "Oh, Steph."
Yeah. Ooh,
Oh,
Steph.
yeah, oh, Steph, yeah, ooh.
And, you know, obviously,
It was interesting there. Well, it's interesting when you think about it as well. So there was obviously a point of time there in Vault 33 when Steph was unfrozen and Hank was there with his wife.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yes.
correct.
Yep.
So
And
she's sort of unfrozen. She's like, who are you, bitch?
and wasn't
But Hank saw her pregnant
yeah,
and married to someone else as well.
yeah.
Yes.
And wasn't
So, you know.
Lucy and Steph obviously like from season 1, but they were supposed to be best friends?
Yeah, in the
Yeah.
pipeline
Yeah.
together. Yeah.
So that's insane.
The stepmom. The stepmom.
And that would have been a ploy by Hank probably as well, saying, you know, Steph, you need to get along with my daughter so we can, you know, I guess, you know, bring
Well, no,
her
he didn't
bring
say
her in
that.
eventually because yeah.
God, just like I'm sure they were like sneaking off a little liaisons maybe in the reactor room or something. Who knows?
And Baby Shivers makes a good point. Steph wouldn't care. She doesn't love Hank. She's just doing what she can to survive. Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
Fury 76. Hello, welcome. Maybe all part of the Enclave's plan. Yeah.
Maybe. Hey, she's a leggy blonde with an agenda and something to prove.
Yeah, that's
I'm
right.
here for it.
And
Am I
As a
right?
leggy myself.
but yeah,
I'm Canadian.
So moving on, they obviously, you know, Coop and Barb walk past there, you know, and these are all sort of part of the flashbacks where they walk past, you know, Coop's little promotional poster. You never know. Don't wait until it's too late. You know, classic, you know, the classic Vault Tech sort of slogan. Then they walk past another one where House is sitting there, you know, the house always wins, or try your luck at the Lucky 38.
Bob apartment, yeah.
Yeah,
Bobby
yep, that's right, Bobby Apartment.
Foreshadowing there.
Yeah, that's right. And then Doug, you mentioned it. All the phones start ringing, where the house basically says, you know, what's about to happen wasn't me. There was far worse people out there than me. Which is also a callback to what Barb said to him as well.
Exactly. Yeah. So she knows that there's a greater power out there. You know, and I think at the time their house, yeah, and he confirmed it when the girl was heading down, say that he didn't know there was this other player out there that was so powerful. He knew there was somebody else out there, but he didn't realize that they were so powerful and influential.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think Mr. House understood the scale of what he was dealing with. So he just thought it was another person. It's like thinking about Mr. House's motivations. He's doing things for the betterment of humanity and, of course, to make money. But then he knows that the bombs are going to drop. He knows it's going to happen. And therefore, he just realizes he's going to make his little enclave where he lives, Las Vegas, sustainable, that he can look after and rule over after things end. But at the end of the day, like, sure, he's being power hungry and everything else, but he's still wanting to preserve civilization and preserve lives and look after people in perpetuity. So from what he's doing from his perspective is understandable as well.
Yeah, I think then if you have a look at the callback that, you know, in the scene later on where Hank's explaining everything, he said that Mr. House wanted everyone to become robots, and that's where he wanted to put a little bit of personality into people. So yeah, you can sort of, yeah, he wanted power, but he also wanted complete and utter obedience to him, so he would have this mindless army
Yeah.
I think Hank was lying to Lucy. I think Hank was lying in that moment. I think Hank was trying to justify to Lucy what he was doing. This is the thing too.
He's
Every
very
time a character
manipulative.
tells, especially in the games, quite often characters lie to us about things all the time. So I see that as sometimes they must be lying to get what they want from people. So
Yeah.
I think Mr. House, like if Mr. House wanted to turn everyone into robots, why didn't we see all throughout, like from New Vegas, why didn't we see all these human controlled robots and things? We didn't
Yeah.
see that. I think this is an Enclave thing that Hank, or at least Hank believed maybe, or maybe the Enclave lied to Hank, and so Hank actually believed what he was telling Lucy. I don't think Hank ever saw anything firsthand. Hank was frozen, unfrozen in a vault, and spent all that time. He never saw Mr. Hank do Mr. House do any of the things that he told Lucy that he wants. So
But
maybe he
obviously-
was lied to by the Enclave as well. You know.
But obviously, there was a point in time between when he lost the diode to when he was then unfrozen, where he turned to the Enclave. So there had to be a point in time there where he wasn't working for Voltec as such, but now he was then working for the Enclave.
Well, we learned from when he first goes into the underground bunker. He said he was continuing Mr. House's work of miniaturization,
Yeah.
and that they will be. That's an original call that he makes that we see again at the Enclave headquarters, and he says,
Exactly,
"You need me to come to work for you." So I don't think he's with him yet, but he knows exactly who they are. But he's basically begging for a job.
Yeah, I just feel that there's a point in time before he goes into cryo where he is actually working for the Enclave at that point in time. Because especially then, if in his keepsake box was the Enclave Pip Boy, he had to have received that prior to going into the vault.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, true. Yeah, true.
So anyway, yeah. So
Oh, maybe because he didn't have the keepsake box anymore because he left the vault. So that was that was kind of his get out of jail free card. That's why he couldn't use it. That's why he had to go like improve himself with the miniaturization in the Vault Tech place.
And
Yeah.
and I guess that's why we see him, in the other episodes where he says, I'm here at a Vault-Tec facility. No one knows I'm here. And once I complete what I'm about to complete, you'll be begging me.
Mm.
yeah, because again, when you think about it, he was forcibly removed from 33.
Correct.
He didn't have a chance to be able to get his keepsake box.
True, yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So Coop's been arrested.
Yeah, Coop's arrested, so off he goes, and all the little like Enclave agents that's snooping around the lucky 38. The House is basically unaware that all these people are in his hotel. And I guess that's
Oh no, they're in an airport. They're in an airport in that scene, Jamie. They're not in the hotel. They're in the
at
airport.
the airport. Yeah, sorry, that's right. That's correct. Sorry, yeah.
PWI, it's the airport. Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yep. Thank you. Sorry.
Not paying the airport.
I got so confused with this episode. There's lots of like callbacks and things like that. But yes. So
And on that note, do we think that was maybe Camp McLaren, the airport? Remember, because that's originally the Las Vegas airport, so maybe they were there.
yeah,
Yeah.
I would
Good
probably
point.
suggest that it probably is Camp McCarran.
Or whatever its original name was. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Ooh. Find his wife and daughter. Are they there? Are they not? Are they popsicles? Or
Wow.
are they dead?
Wow.
We
Did
will-
anyone not see this coming 1,000 miles away? Like
Yeah.
2 seasons?
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
they're-
as much as I wanted to see, Jamie and Barb, Janie and Barb, I just, no, it wasn't going to be that easy. It seemed
No.
that easy.
Yeah. And then he gets the postcard.
Yeah, that's right. So the cryopod's open. Barbara and Janie are not there, which I think all of us were sort of on the same page where we kind of knew that they weren't going to be there.
No.
It was
Oh,
too easy.
What's the money on there being a Fallout 76 expansion to Colorado now?
I'm all for it.
Well, why did they give us Burning Springs? What was the point of that?
You gotta hunting down people, or a bounty hunter with a pew 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 and a bang bang bang. I'm a bounty hunter. Okay.
And well, I guess that was a
Wow,
whole thing
love
about
that.
adding more story to the ghoul as well.
Yeah.
Because he
I
obviously
think, I think, I think, I think Colorado was mentioned in things. I watched a few recaps, and they didn't. I did mention that in Brotherhood Tactics, Colorado has some significance.
It's a
As
wild,
well.
wild west. Bang. It's a shooty, shooty bang. It's a wild, wild west. It's I can see it.
the
I'll
prop
do
developer
that.
says the only good thing to come out of Burning Springs is Cobby.
Yeah. I think, yeah. So maybe that's where Vault Zero is, perhaps.
Well, yeah,
Yes.
like there's obviously a callback to Colorado where that's where one of the control vaults are going to be.
Mm.
So and
Mm.
we see him flip over the postcard saying Colorado was a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah, because he didn't mention that in the airport, didn't he? Or he mentioned that when they were sitting in the hot tub back in season 1.
Yeah,
I
like
think
they
back in
mentioned
season
Colorado a few times. Yeah,
yeah,
Didn't
back
they
in
make
season
it
1 when they
field?
mentioned it, she's like,
Sorry?
what? She
Didn't
was
they
very
make
sort
it
of
field?
off the idea of moving to Colorado.
Yeah.
But then when they're at the airport to go away, she seemed to be like, "Oh yeah, let's
Let's go as far as
head to
Colorado.
Colorado."
yeah,
Yeah.
Because wasn't
Colorado was a good
Bakersfield
idea.
was the original goal? Because that's where they went originally. With Janie.
Yeah,
And then when they were talking about it again, I think he suggested it again, and Barbara turned around and she goes, "Why don't we just go as far as Colorado?" No, he said it. Why don't we just go as far as Colorado? Because I think he just wanted to get the hell out of there. So,
yeah, get as far away as possible.
So then does this mean that Janie and Barb never got into the pods? Or she jumped in early, dropped in the thing before the bombs dropped?
well, I don't think they were ever in there. I feel like they would have gone down there, and she's left the Colorado postcard, gone to Colorado, and obviously they've gone into cryo in Colorado.
But the thing is, Janie was with him when we saw the bombs dropping at the party,
yeah.
remember? So
The
so we're still
bomb
gonna wait and see what happened in the moments between that and now, but yeah.
Well, that's a good point. So was
Just
Janie?
future that we've seen, and then it flashed further back after that.
So like what happened between when the bombs first dropped at the very first episode there? How did they separate? How was Janie separated from Coop in the first place?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Did she drop it off to? Did her mum pick her up, and they then shot off to go somewhere? Because obviously he didn't know, so it wasn't as if she said, "Oh, I'm going to New Vegas, like Las Vegas, to a vault there." He had no idea.
Yeah.
Did he find Moldaver?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing too. It's
Because we know that facility that those cryopods is an enclave facility now.
Yeah.
Not an actual Vault-Tec facility. It's just branded that way because they're sort of like the invisible adversary. But did Coop take Janie to Moldaver because he knew that she could get her to safety potentially?
Oh yeah, good point. Yeah, good point. Yeah.
you know,
And then wherever Moldova went, that's where she was cryoed in the first place.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. Because Moldova survived somehow.
Yeah, because I can't see Moldova rocking up to a vault and saying, "Hey, freeze me."
Yeah, that's right.
When
Exactly.
she must have taken him down.
So she would have had connections. So it's all possible that she was part of the enclave.
I reckon she's married to Wilzig. I reckon she and Wilzig are knocking boots in the past.
And then basically the ghoul reminiscent saying, for the first time in 200 years, he's finally got some confirmation that his family is alive. And we get to see that full emotion.
This is also the first time that he says, "Where the fuck is my family?" is in the finale of season 1, and now he's finally found out where his family is.
Yeah.
Finale of season 2, but then he's given another breadcrumb to go chase for the next season.
Yeah, correct. And then he obviously drops the Pip Boy. See you later, House. Says, House is basically like, we've got more work to do. And he's like, not with me, you ain't.
Yeah.
Signal lost.
That because that's also going to lead to a bit of a question later on I've got about when they go up to the control room after. Anyway, we'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Let's leave that with that. Now let's get on to Maximus and Thaddeus.
Yeah.
What a
it was-
banger fight! What an absolute
How
banger of
was
a fight!
that? I loved it.
But first can we say that about the suits of armor this season? I was very critical of the way that the suits of
Oh, we know
T60.
ads.
Yeah. Well, like the Tin Man running around, it was very floppy and bouncy pieces of foam. Then when we saw the T45s in the flashback of Operation Anchorage, that looked pretty cool. But this one, as a person who's not a fan of the NCR, I have to say, this suit practically looked pretty fucking cool. Pretty
Oh, look,
fucking
as a piece of like
There's
as
no
fighting
fucking cool.
weaponry, it was awesome. It's got the arm cannon, it's got the blades, it's got the missile launch. I love the part there when
Jamie,
he
you were right last week. You guessed that, JMO. You were right. The arm
Yeah.
cannon, the solo on the back.
No, that was
Yeah.
prop circle.
Oh, was it? Okay. Prop circle. You were right.
I love the point the part there where Maximus leans down to get into a bit of a sprinting position. He comes up, weapons active. Like what? Oh,
How about that?
And then hot dog.
Exactly what
That's
Zeno
right.
said.
Even hot dog. Yeah.
yeah.
By the way.
Yeah, but as far as the functional power armor, I think it's the best one at the moment. I think it's the best one yet. Okay, it's got a little bit of like a Warhammer Space Marine element to it, where it's got those
Yeah.
big blades on the arms. It's got
Yeah.
the hand cannon on the left forearm there. You said the missiles launchers. It's a functional piece of weaponry,
Yeah.
whereas the T60s, they're more of a protective piece. They're just armor.
Yeah.
They're not
Yeah. The attack. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
This-
they got the cover and in the underside as well. The NCR Ranger armor. It had the full
Yes.
cover around the stomach, which is what was
Yeah.
one of the weaknesses that they discovered.
yeah, the floors. Yeah.
So that was obviously something, but yeah, that was an amazing piece of armor. I loved it.
The practically this time as well with the NCR armor, because in the T60 in the show, the hands are clearly puppeted, so they look very janky. But
Yeah.
the T45 was their actual actors' hands.
Mm.
The for the NCR, was it? I didn't look close enough, but was it actual hands or was it?
No, it looked like it was someone basically puppetry hands on
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
Hey,
if
they
you
look really smooth. They look really smooth, way smoother than T60s.
I think they put a lot of effort into this.
Yeah.
and it shows.
Yeah, they really did.
yeah,
I love that
love
at
it.
the end when the
Prop
The chest
circle,
piece is
unpopular
fucking-
opinion, I'm not a fan.
hey, I'm not a fan either, but I just appreciate it for something good.
I'm a mega fan, but I like power armor. Like I love armor. I love the look of power armor. Like I said, I've built Warhammer power armor. I've built Fallout power armor. So I really respect the details that's in this piece of armor.
Yeah.
Like it's it's good detail. But again, like even the functional, like the big blades on the forearms
Yeah.
as fighting weapons. So
It's so
having
cool.
those blades, like saw how effective the blades were in chopping up death
Yeah.
claws.
Yeah, he grabbed that, like, especially that bit where he's about to get the ghoul and he grabs the horn and he just goes crunch, and you see the head just fall
Yeah.
off, and then
Yeah.
obviously the ghoul does the whole.
Yeah.
That's it. Love it. Imagine if you had that power armor when you first went through Quarry Junction.
Oh boy. Yeah. Absolutely. Don't we all? I know. I definitely would have. That would have been fantastic. But yeah, I just love. I love how they just showing off all the capabilities of what this thing was made of. You know, the missile launchers at the back. You know, the little grenade launchers on his gauntlets as well. Where he jumps up and bloody fights all these death claws one after the other. And then just the amount of death claws in the strip.
Yeah.
Like,
They
I
keep
think,
coming. This is Quarry Junction. They keep coming.
yeah,
Yeah.
actually insane. I think in this screenshot I've taken, there's 1, 2,
There's
3,
four.
4, 5 death
Five,
claws. There's
yeah.
one just
Five,
yeah,
at the back there. But man, he did a good job.
That was
Oh,
it. That was it.
He was holding his own. Oh.
And I just love all the details in this as you know the death claws were going at him, you know, and you can start to see the under armor of the chassis
Yeah,
underneath. Oh,
Yeah.
incredible!
Yeah.
Like,
very cool.
What I also
Yeah, I
like
think
was
the amount of screenshots that have been taken of this fight here by 3D modelers around the world at the
Yeah.
moment.
I can imagine.
It's crazy.
but you also
Yeah,
that,
pretty-
that thing where you see the inside of the from Maximus's vision on the inside of the helmet. And
Yes.
it's that Pit Boy vision that you see when you're in the armor, and it shows the damage.
Yeah, the heart, the
Yeah,
heart,
the
the
HUD,
heart.
yeah. And you actually see the
Yeah,
armor
that-
on the side, and you see the
Yeah, there it
damage.
Very-
insane.
And you see the chest piece in the middle, like
Yeah,
glowing
it's
red, like that. Yeah,
and that classic.
Yeah,
very
that's
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dan. Yeah, very cool.
And then we have good old Thaddeus, you know, jumping in on this bet making, gambling, you know, true to New Vegas. Let's gamble, baby.
Yeah, I love the odds that keep come rolling in. 20 on 3 minutes. You know, I've got 20 on 5 minutes.
yeah.
500, he survives.
On Maximus, I love the fact that he tried to get everyone's attention, and then he couldn't. And then the one thing that got everyone's attention was him dropping his arm.
Throws his arm in the middle.
Oh, I think that'd get my attention if somebody slammed their arm down on the ground.
Yeah,
When it
no,
wasn't attached.
absolutely.
You reckon this was
Yeah,
his
but-
his way of trying to be a good guy by winning that bet, and then he can be the good guy that he wants to be with all that capital that he gets.
Yeah, all he said, I used to make money.
Yeah.
Exactly.
For a living. That was my opening joke about your
Yeah.
shirt.
I was trying to go screen by screenshot when I was trying to take these photo shoot screenshots today, and I was trying to see if any of them had a bit of a blue star on it, but I couldn't see any.
Does anyone else think about carrying around 500 caps? That's a lot.
There's a lot. Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, great.
I carry around caps in my belts and things, and I have about 25 in each pouch, and that's quite heavy after a while.
Oh yeah.
Who's had 5? That's a lot.
And for it not to be jingling around, like, because he like unties something and then lets his leg, and it all just
Just drops down.
Dropped
part of
his
that.
leg.
Oh, I just thought of something. Maybe they're attached to his arm. That's why it fell off because it was so heavy.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
That was terrible, wasn't it?
That was pretty wild. That's 500 Sunset Sarsaparilla caps.
Yeah, that's right. And here we
There's
are.
poor children. There's poor
continuing-
children.
Maximus
I hope
continuing
you
the
saw that.
fight where his shoulder gets completely ripped off, revealing the the under chassis underneath, which
all the wiring.
all the wiring. It's so cool.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get into that.
Yes, and that shot there, that death claws grabbed him by the Jets crackers. I went, ooh. Hope it doesn't
Yeah.
down. Gentlemen, come on. Did you not think the same thing when that happened?
No, I didn't actually.
Really? You didn't see that?
No.
It was right in the
I
crackers.
was
It was-
just feeling sorry for the armor getting damaged, actually.
Mm.
Yeah. I was like,
Come
no,
on,
not
no,
the armor, no.
No.
What a way to go to have your like your Blumco mac and cheese ripped off by a death claw. The last
But at
thing you
least save the armor. It's too nice. Don't damage the armor.
And I just love. And then next minute, buddy Thaddeus is on another building on top of the roof, using his foot as a rest, helping out Maximus.
He was giving a helping foot rather than a helping hand.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
I mean, he's
I can't reload.
yeah. It's like, hang on, I'll just reload.
And it's a bolt action. How long does it take to one hand bolt action? Anyway, way too long.
Yeah, that's
Anyway.
right. But also Maximus, he's a bit silly by taking his eye away from the death claw that's about behind him. Like, yeah, sure. He gave himself a bit of breathing space, but next minute he turns away, goes, "Oh yeah, thanks, mate," and turns around and absolutely gets annihilated.
Well, Maximus, we know that he's easily distracted and makes very poor decisions often.
Yeah, that's
So-
true. That is
It's in
very
character.
true.
It's in character.
But I just love these callbacks and things like that where you know, you see the point of view from Maximus' point of view, and then in Fallout 4, you know, you get that same thing where you go up to a Deathclaw and it picks you up and just smashes you down into.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah, the full damage. But no, that I love this. The entire fight scene was awesome,
Oh,
except
yeah.
for the destruction of the CR power armor, because that was just so cool. But
Have you seen the behind the
Yeah,
scenes
we-
photographs of the Deathclaw puppets? They were largely practical, which is
Mm.
really cool. So from what we
Yeah.
see, there were very much there was VFX involved, but it was largely practical. The fights between, especially the head and the arms, it was all there in shot, which is really cool.
Yeah, they were trying to
it's
make it as
impressive
small as
how
possible, yeah.
they've relied more on the practical effects rather than special effects, and I
Yeah.
think it's really paid off.
Oh,
tenfold.
yeah,
Like, it's
absolutely.
really paid off.
Yeah.
And I think
I agree.
that's why this has been so successful as well. Yeah, you know, you're right, because they have put in the time and effort to do practical effects rather than, you know,
Yeah,
most of
yeah,
this
the
stuff is
green
kind of,
screen.
you know, green screen CGI,
Yeah.
CGI'd in, and it makes a massive difference.
Mm.
Like you can just tell that, you know, when you're seeing these things on screen, they're actually real props and whatnot.
Mm.
Yeah,
Well,
I agree.
when you think about it as well, like the amount of prop builders, prop makers, and cosplayers who have been making items from the game for the past 20 odd years. I mean, people's skills, people who aren't, you know, whose job is not as a professional prop maker. I mean, like I still consider my stuff to be sort of very poor to middling in compared to the stuff you see on the TV shows. But again, like I'm happy with the quality I pump out.
Mm.
But at the end of the day, the quality of what some of these, you know, these amateur prop makers and amateur cosplayers, the quality that they can pump out, it's amazing. Like, it's absolutely amazing, the quality. So it would be crazy for them not to be able to lean into that as well, because for the past 20 years, people have been building props from the game that look like they've come straight out of the wasteland.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, some of us have even inspired the show. You know, I did my Legionnaire, super. and Caesar's Legion are wearing exactly the same thing that I got from AliExpress on their head. So you never. I don't necessarily have the bragging rights officially, but hey, the dates line up. That's all I can say.
Oh, look, if there's no one else there claiming it, it's yours.
Exactly. I haven't been sent a cease and desist just yet, so we'll see.
Yeah, and here we go. Here's the classic gladiator moment.
Yeah, the roulette roll and the pool cue.
Yeah, the bit of a bit of a throwback. The Roman, the Legion, the gladiator in the middle of the street there, up against the Deathclaw, man versus monster.
Yep.
Who's gonna win?
We have pool cues in the game for me to play with as a weapon.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. I don't think we'll have a roulette rule, but maybe that'll be in 76 next patch. Will be like
I'm sure we will.
tomorrow
morning.
roulette with a shield.
Guaranteed you're gonna have a roulette shield coming.
It's already in the making.
Or maybe in Oblivion Remastered. Who knows? We'll drop it in somewhere.
Yeah, that's right. Fallout 4. You know, legendary edition.
Exactly.
But here we are. Maximus comes, you know, gets out of his power armor, all brave and mighty, remembering his past, saying, you know, like I'm doing this. Let's go.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, we see out of nowhere something happen. What happens?
The moment a million NCR Ranger cosplayers out there,
Start shrieking.
all exploded, orgasmic, like, standing in the middle of the lounge room, arms raised,
Yeah.
as we see it.
They'll force it and explain it to their girlfriends. Yeah.
I most certainly wasn't one of those people. No way. But I took this screenshot just before we get to that moment. I just took this screenshot and just absolutely immaculate, these Deathclaws, like how they just, you know, put them into a live action show like this is just absolutely unreal.
Yeah. I mean,
Also, that shot you just had before with Maximus over his shoulder, that beautifully perfect Silver Rush sign.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so good.
The amount of times I've run into that place, you know, for for quests, and it's like it's perfect.
Yeah.
It's absolutely perfect. It's
That's the
not like
official-
it's like a half-assed way. It's literally perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the album cover. That's the album cover right there.
Silver Rush.
It's almost like he's going to say like Captain America's line. I could do this all day, you know. I'll
Pretty
just-
much. When he picked up that rule, I was like, okay, Captain America.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I could do this all day.
I mean,
Yeah.
I can't talk. I've got a bunch of figurines of Captain America up there and a massive Captain America shield, so I can't talk.
I'm just a kid from Shady Sands. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And then we see it.
Yeah, this is insane.
Look at that.
What a shot.
Fallout New
Yeah.
Vegas opening scene. Absolutely classic.
Yeah.
And of course, I had to take multiple screenshots of
Yep.
this.
Follow the bullet.
Following the bullet.
It's actually like shot for shot in there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That was fantastic.
Yeah,
And then
that's-
this shot
It
was
was-
foreshadowed when Lucy had her shot on the king, remember?
yes.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
I thought this was interesting as well. You know, where the NCR marches out of that side alley there
Yep.
is essentially the exact same alley, the exact same shot that Maximus, the Ghoul, and Thaddeus walked out of when they were first going to battle. So it sort of indicated they were working with a very small set here. You know, when we know that Freeside itself, it's a pretty large street in there, but they've obviously been working with a very small set here because they essentially replicate the same walkout.
Yeah, very true. Yeah.
But
They
again,
did a phenomenal
they've
job.
done well to be able to replicate it. And the other, I think, I like the point there where the barman, he has that moment of conscience where he's like, "Let's go back and take back our town."
Yeah,
And
exactly.
Yeah.
it's
Exactly.
like, I ain't going to do that.
You know, when he sees Maximus, you know, get out of the power armor,
Yeah.
and is like, "Geez, he's just a
Yeah.
kid.
Yeah.
He's just a kid." He goes, and then I think at that point in time where he probably saw Maximus and saw a part of himself as well, it was
Yeah.
like, "Oh shit," you know, I was young as well once. You know,
But he
let's.
still didn't come out to help him.
Yeah.
Also, can we talk about how I paused a few times and Maximus got out of the armor? How the hell did he get out? He was laying down, back to
He
it.
rolled on
How
his
did he get out?
side. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
As-
you hear the ka-ch sound.
I didn't see any open chassis at the back or anything. I just saw it laying on its side.
three little words for you. It just works.
Plot
He-
armor.
he-
I'm just a nerd. I just see these things. What can I say?
He did back up all the way. It opened out just enough that he could just shrimp out of there and
Yeah.
you know get
I'm sure
himself
they'll
stood
get
up.
off one side, so he just,
That's what she
just
said.
crawled out.
It crawled out.
Yeah.
TV magic. TV magic.
Exactly. Yeah.
Suspension of disbelief.
And they all rock up, and they all, you know, we'll take it from here. And Maximus like,
Yeah, it's a good idea.
yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. So I think I'm hoping that this is sated our NCR brothers and sisters out there who have been clamoring all season to see the NCR, not just this single 1-2 ragtag mutants around the place.
Yeah, especially from.
But then where did these guys come from? Where did they come from?
Oh, they were on patrol.
Where?
They were on patrol.
Just out of the Mojave somewhere.
They were all on
Just around the
patrol.
corner.
Remember,
They were patrolling. Oh,
but
they
they
said,
were on.
what needs us back in New Vegas? Let's go. And they went.
They obviously had like some sort of pigeon system where they get like a pigeon that says, we need you back at base. We're gonna converge on Vegas at the exact point in time when this young man is going to be facing down a Deathclaw by himself with a roulette wheel, and that's obviously what happened.
Smoke signals. Smoke signals. That's what it is.
Everyone's like, oh, hang on, we've got to get back to Vegas there. There's a young guy who's going to fight a Deathclaw. Yeah, okay, off. And everyone came back from patrol.
Yeah,
That's right, they were on patrol.
and the way
You speak with such sincerity, Doug. I believe it.
Yeah, they had it easy. They only had to fight what 3 Deathclaws after that. After Maximus absolutely carried the lot of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was-
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. And again, how long did it take that? You know, that ranger that was set up who took that first kill shot there. He was obviously there for a while.
Well,
Yeah,
Yes.
watching.
yeah, just sitting there. You know, I could take the
You see
shot.
these
I could shoot right now.
Because the
let's
thing
just
is,
see
he's
how
got a
this
long
plays.
range.
Yeah,
He's got a
let's
long
just-
range sniper rifle, and
Yeah.
he's doing a shot that's maybe 20 meters. That's not an easy setup. You got to be way further back to hit that. So all he sees is grey. It's so big. He's so close.
I
If you
feel,
ever-
I just feel like he
Right.
was sitting up there watching the first part of the fight. There, going, "Okay, he's got this. He's got it. He's got it. No, he doesn't.
No,
have
he
it.
doesn't
No,
got
he
it."
hasn't got enough time to jump in."
I think he waited for his mate up there with a foot to shoot first.
That's right. I did
Yeah.
go back and watch that end scene in particular, and I was paying close attention to that ledge to see whether or not we can see them preemptively in
Oh.
that spot, but I couldn't see them. So they obviously just
Wow.
magically appeared. Prop Circle, I love this comment. They were on patrol and bumped into Preston. New Vegas needs your help. I'll mark it on your map.
Yeah.
But again, then they all turned up, you know, just casually marching in formation down the street. You know, it's like, yeah, we've got it from here. It's like, yeah, thanks, guys. Like, I did all the heavy lifting, and now you're going to take the cream. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, exactly.
Come on.
Maybe because the woman gave someone, a lady who's the head of the battalion, like she gave someone a box full of vials, and then they picked out 3 of them, and then they left, and then they went back to pick up the one that they dropped. That's why they were like,
we need to deliver this.
yeah,
And I just
they
feel
realized
they-
on the way and had to get back.
I just really feel they could have helped out a little bit more. Just saying. You
It's
know?
called dramatic effect. It's called dramatic effect.
Yeah, dramatic effect. Max is there in the middle of the room, in the middle of the road with a roulette wheel and a pool cue. How much more were they waiting? Like,
Same as
were they sitting there going like, maybe he's got this? Like, looking at the confidence of that guy, they're thinking like, holy shit, maybe he does have this. Like, who would be
Maybe.
stupid enough to pick up a roulette wheel and a pool cue to face down to Deathclaw? Unless this guy's got some pretty heavy balls, like he must have super strength. You know, he may have like laser vision or like he shoots flame out of his ass. I don't know, but he may have this. You
This
know?
Where are you going?
This guy's nuts.
Yeah, no, this guy's just an idiot. Like, quick, everyone go. Round
Yeah,
the corner,
yeah.
go.
Yeah.
I think because the plot told them to. That's why.
That's exactly right. The plot told him.
Yeah.
Same as what then the plot told him to come back on patrol.
What was when that ranger shot? What was the song? Was it Fallout 4 or Fallout 3 thing?
Oh,
Oh, I can't remember.
I don't
They started
remember.
playing
Sorry.
the song.
It was. Hang on, I made a reference. What song was it called? It was called.
I think it was
The
Fallout
song
4,
was
I
called
think.
"It's a Good Day."
No, that was the.
No, the
Oh, that was during the fight scene. That was
you
during
know
the
the
fight
thing.
scene.
Fallout played.
Hmm.
Same as like he's only played a couple of times this season. That was the 3rd time it played, I believe. The other time it played was when
Chat, let us know.
he pulled off the sheet to show the NCR armor. That was
Yeah.
the New Vegas theme.
Yeah, it was a New Vegas theme. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then again, it played this episode. I think.
Mm.
Mm.
While we figure that out, let's move on to Lucy and Hank.
Ooh, deep moment here. Deep moment.
where we-
Father-daughter moment. Very
Yeah.
father-daughter moment.
where
Not
we-
not a traditional father-daughter moment, you could probably
No.
say. It's a bit of a dysfunctional family. You know, Daddy killed Mummy with a nuclear bomb and then set up the rest of the world for absolute annihilation. Yeah, probably a bit of a dysfunctional family set up
Yeah.
there at the moment.
Daddy had a
But
But
son.
Mummy did the wrong thing from Daddy's perspective.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But again, it's like the you know she's into the hub at the moment, and the poor old congresswoman.
Yeah. And then the
Oh.
congresswoman begs Lucy to get rid of her. But I also want to call back to this little screenshot here. If you guys
Yeah,
got
loading
on
up
the screen, where we see they all hooked up to the little automated man terminals, and the number 302. Now, do we think that's the amount of automated controlled chips that are out there in the wasteland actively?
Maybe.
but maybe they're a number of the large ones, but we know for a fact there's a whole heap of operatives out there with the miniaturized ones in their neck already out there.
Yeah,
He mentioned
correct.
the Dominion. Yes.
Yeah.
And what does it say? Yeah, programming units.
Yeah.
The little thing there in very very faint text, where it says. But,
So obviously here as well, again, this is my theory, probably maybe wrong because we've been wrong plenty of times before, that the Congresswoman, she was in cryo, and Hank took her out of cryo and lopped her head off because she had the correct personality.
yeah,
She was a
correct.
good person. So I'm guessing if she had been frozen and he thought her out just to lop her head off.
Yep.
Ooh.
Oh, so you think maybe she was one of the ones that like that gentleman that he tested the
Yes.
miniaturization thing on before?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe, but if that's true, what I want to know is, so she's sitting there as the head, and she's got earrings, eyeliner, and lipstick on. Did
Yeah.
she have that when she was frozen, or did Hank put it on when he chopped her head off?
I'd like to think he sort of dolled her up a little bit before he cut her head off. I mean,
Gentlemen,
nobody wants to look bad when you lose your head.
I just love that she's sitting there hooked up to a computer and she's got full lipstick and hair done. I'm like, love this.
yeah, I really feel like he thought her out just to lop her head off, because again, that's the only explanation why she's still alive 200 years later.
Yeah. Well,
She
he
must have
says,
been.
yeah, the ideal personality, the type where we could do more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like he specifically chose her for her personality, because if he thought her out 200 years before, she wouldn't be fresh. She'd
But he
be
mentioned that she's on that scale, that Mensa scale, is it? Whatever it is.
ISTP on the old Myers-Briggs, which is still the
Myers-Briggs.
gold standard for personnel.
Yeah, I've never like seen what they are, but yeah. I suppose she worked out as the perfect mainframe.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, because I was originally thinking that this mainframe was was essentially transmitting to these control devices, and if she got smashed, which she did, that everyone would sort of lose it. But obviously, they're programming these devices.
Yeah, well,
So
that's what I
these-
thought as well, Doug. I thought that because when Hank said, "Oh, if I dial up this this dial, it creates more amnesia for him," and the system implements ideas and puts them into their head and whatnot, or the mainframe puts ideas into their head, making them perfect person or whatever like that. So I actually thought that what you said, that Welch's mind was controlling all of these kind of chips together.
Yeah, well, it's just programmed with actual chips so that they had
Exactly.
that personality.
Yeah. She.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she was
they
very
programmed chicks with her personality, so to speak.
I don't necessarily. Also, all you guys are going the proviso that Hank was telling the truth. To stop him was to go and destroy the mainframe. Why would he tell Lucy straight away how exactly to stop his evil plan? Why would he do that?
Yeah,
Why would he do
well,
that?
But
See
I
her,
think
test her.
that's
Why would he tell her exactly how to get there? Show her how to get there, rather than like a fun moment. But why would he just tell her exactly what to do and how to get there?
because it's all about
Even though-
it's all about a
Yeah.
manipulative play, right?
Yeah.
Like Hank is very manipulative, and it was him trying to show Lucy, he's like, I'll show you everything. Trying to kind of let
I
her
think he was
in.
trying to get her over to his side.
I think he was just kind of amusing himself and just testing Lucy's moxie. Why would you just tell your daughter exactly how to stop you, even though and just be so open about it? I think as you saw, after the mainframe was destroyed, nothing happened.
Nothing
All-
happened.
all-
Yeah.
All the people didn't drop dead, or didn't see a montage of them all dropping dead. She didn't suddenly feel terribly bad about what happened. He would have dropped dead too if that's what the mainframe was effective. Then he wouldn't have been able to kill himself if the mainframe was effective. So
Yeah, so it must be they're all just pre-programmed chips.
I think he was just testing her to see if she had the stomach to do what she intended to do, or at least what she said to him to do.
Yeah.
Why else would he tell her?
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
And she did it, and yet it was all for naught.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she obviously contemplated here where, Welch begged her to end it. which she reluctantly did, but she knew what she had to do. She's like, well, this can't continue. Again, playing on that, what you said earlier, where, her morals kind of shift to what she sort of trying
She's
to
morally,
achieve.
yeah, she's morally flexible enough to be able to explain away the bad stuff she's doing because it's for a greater good.
Yeah, exactly.
I think she's
True.
just constantly being tested at all stages, and she's just constantly, what the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck. It's just constantly hitting her in the face, which is very much the player's experience when we leave the vault. We're just constantly getting thrown these crazy scenarios, getting jumped into dialogue trees of trying to figure out the logic of things, and then also like violent confrontations all throughout the game. It's very much the player's journey of what Lucy has. But also, can I just say, she looks gorgeous in this yellow dress.
Oh,
she
it's
really
amazing.
does. Stunning in this yellow dress.
I said to David, how many cosplayers are out there sewing up this dress today?
That's what I said last week. I said the other day, like, there's gonna be 1,000 Lucy's this year at the meetup at PAX. Or
Yep.
That's
in the
what
yellow
I-
dress, and I'm
yeah,
here for it. She
yeah.
looks gorgeous.
When I thought of
Great
Great I
tan,
was
so
thinking, how
perfect.
many people making the NCR armor now?
Yeah.
Me for one.
There'll be a ton of NCR and yellow dresses.
Yep, NCR armor.
And Legionnaires, hopefully some Legionnaires. Because
Yeah.
I can't be the only Nigel there dressed as a Centurion. And 0 to them take me out. I'm sure Haxo will fucking ghost me if he said he switched. He said he switched, but who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So yeah, this whole monologue that Hank has with Lucy, I think it's him trying to essentially just convince her that his view
the
of what
only
is
way.
right is the right way.
Mm.
And that if she stops it, then she's essentially going to be, perpetrating the horrors that the Wasteland's already, is already doing for people. And I think it's a big moral choice for her as well,
Yeah.
as to whether she's going to allow her dad to continue his plan, which she deems as evil, but he deems as necessary. And to be fair, he's got a point.
Yeah.
Like,
But Lucy keeps thinking about she makes a decision based on what she understands and knows, and then someone presents her with something larger, and then she goes, "Oh, okay, shit, I didn't know that." And then she understands the larger thing, and then tries to understand and make a choice based on that, and then it keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger with her. So like she keeps being overwhelmed with things and always being seen as being naive. So when she gets to the stage of Hank, she realizes, or like, she didn't know. She was trying to bring Hank back to the vault, thinking, "Oh, what he's done, it was just a terrible thing, just destroying Shady Sands." But then she discovers that it's so much bigger than that, what he's doing. And then she
Yeah.
tries to judge on that thing, that thing, that thing. And juxtaposing the way that she makes her choices with Maximus. Maximus doesn't think more than like 30 seconds ahead of what he's doing. He always acts very much in the moment. It's like
Yep,
stealing the
very
bio,
much.
killing people. It's always very in the moment, where Lucy tries to understand the scope of what she's about to do.
Yeah.
I enjoy the characters that way.
It's because when she was talking to Congressman Welch, she says, like, "Why is everyone always getting me to try to kill them?"
Yeah.
Like she's really overwhelmed by this whole concept of killing.
Yeah, exactly. She's only killed once already, and then it's now about to happen again, and like it's really hitting her. She didn't understand that these consequences are gonna. I'm sure she thought about it, but when they actually smack her in the face, and when someone practically begs her to kill them, it's things keep getting bigger with her, exponentially bigger. Yeah.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
And then I just love how Hank, Lucy's like, "Well, what's the end goal here?" And he goes, "Minutization," and he brings out the most tiniest little bloody device that you could ever imagine. And he basically says, "Well, soon you won't even know who's automated or not. It'll just be a little slit, little scar on the back of the neck."
You got to give him. You have to give him credit for the progress that he made from when he got to the vault to be able to get this thing perfected, to miniaturize it down. Like, absolutely, top-notch progress there, Hank. Got to say, like, this would have taken at least a couple of years for someone like Apple to be able to miniaturize it or get it smaller. You probably would have had brain control device, version 12, the 14. Then they would have had the 15 plus, and now they've got the they're looking at the 15 Pro Plus Max, which is the most smallest one. Yes, it's yeah, he skipped all that and just went to the smallest one he could actually find. So yeah, I think we're on the brain control device version, 2077 Pro Max Plus, more range.
Prop Circle's like, where did he get the training? He was an executive. Pushing buttons, my friend. Pushing
Who
buttons.
knows?
Push buttons and
Who
find
knows?
out.
That's the whole thing. That's one of those things in Fallout. They never a slight nitpick about the miniaturization process. That's one thing in the Fallout universe with their technology. They never kind of established miniaturization, so
Yeah.
everything kept staying at the same kind of size. Oh well.
Yeah.
Slight nitpick. Yeah. Also, how were they transmitting the data to control all these ships? What was the technology that they were using? Satellites aren't really a thing, are they?
Technology.
It just works.
iBots.
Spoofing.
iBots.
Yeah, no. Oh yeah, Matt makes a good point. Like, where did he get the training? He was an executive. Yeah, he was an executive. But I think this we spoke about before. Like, I firmly believe there was a point before he went into the vault there where he was engaged by the Enclave. We'll find out season 3, I guess.
100%.
Yeah, and as Prop Circle says earlier, saying the antennas on those devices don't have enough gain to have much range, yet alone penetrate the concrete walls of the facility. So there must be short range at best.
Yeah.
Or at
So
least
that-
little like Wi-Fi extenders throughout the facility. Yeah.
Yeah. What if he's got some Wi-Fi boosters set up throughout the
Yeah.
wasteland?
I mean, it is the
He's
Enclave as
running-
well,
he's
so they've
running
got some pretty
5G.
advanced technology.
Yeah, they could be running 5G out there.
You never know.
You never know.
8G.
Yeah, 8G, 10G. Yeah,
All the
4G.
Gs.
No G, no G.
And then we see Hank
PG.
basically saying, you I'm gonna turn you into the perfect daughter, like you used to be. And then we see him try and bloody insert a chip in her own daughter's neck.
Well, I mean, he's got a point.
Yeah.
You got to do what you got to do. You got to get a Centurion to do what you got to do. Yeah. Legionnaire to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
And then obviously,
I mean, to be fair, there's not many fathers out there who have considered putting a chip in their daughter's neck at one point in time through their teenage years. I mean, I'm not saying that I considered it. I'm just saying some may have. Kendall, I love you. I love you, darling. Kendall, you are an angel. You have always been a little angel.
We're just gonna sit here and bask in that comment just now, and then just really reminisce of what was just said just then.
Yeah, Kendall, I mean, look, there's like Kendall. She has always cleaned her room like hotel
Well, it's
quality.
getting real. It's getting real.
Yeah, she's there's at no point there do I think, wow, I wish I could put a chip in her brain and make her. She has always been the epitome of a beautiful, helpful daughter.
Kendall is lovely. We all love Kendall.
Love you, Kendall. Love you, Kendall.
It was very nice to meet. Yes.
And this is the moment where we get to, when we touched base before, where the Ghoul and Lucy finally see each other for the first time for a very long time, and he basically comes to save the day, giving Lucy the upper hand.
First gives Hank the lower half by shooting him in the ass.
Yeah, that's right. And it just goes to show the impression that Lucy has on the Ghoul over this period of time as well, where the Ghoul would have just straight out gone, see you later.
Shot him in the head.
You're trash. Bye-bye. But, no, he's like, I respect her. I'm going to give her, and give her the decision of what to do.
Yeah, help her finish her quest before he continues with his quest.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, he wants something from Hank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's right. Then we go, okay, what's Lucy gonna do next? And then obviously we see Lucy take Hank outside, grabs the device, bang, inserts it into his neck.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not see that coming. I did not think that she was gonna do that. To be honest.
Yeah. She's after answers as well. There, I mean, I think this whole moment here, it was like the ultimate classic crime scene there, where it's like the villain is about to spill the guts, or they're caught up with somebody who's got all the information, and they say, and the killer is, boom, and they get shot or burned or blown up or whatever, and it's
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
and she's asking him about what's phase two, and he's flicks his trigger.
Yeah,
So,
that's right. And he says, the vaults were never the experiments. The surface is the experiments, not the vaults. And he's already sent his R&D out in the wasteland, which their models are the latest boxes, is what he says. And then he says to Lucy, their orders were written centuries ago.
Mhm.
I think it's going to be the new synths out there.
I think it means they've sent out the new microchips, the automated man chips across America, I suppose, to other enclave outposts and facilities. So to capture wastelanders, start civilization again. I understand the philosophical argument of having looking at our friend the chicken lover. So
Chicken enthusiast.
he was a guy wandering the wasteland. Doing unspeakable things and doing unspeakable things to animals, animal, vegetable, and mineral.
Not in
And
his view.
then he gets given the opportunity by Hank, and asks him and says, "This will wipe all your memories," and he says, "Yes, yes, yes, absolutely, yes." So, and then I think even this conversation happened amongst Lucy and Hank, and he said, "These people don't have any memories or control of what they're doing, but what they used to do was basically salvage for scraps and the life of basically murder and ruin and just chaos and anarchy. So why not give them this, even though they've lost their free will? Why not give them the chance
some
to do
happiness.
this
Yeah.
and build civilization, have positivity in their lives? Even if you're stripping them of their free will, there's no such thing as this happy life to give them and just let them be free anymore. So this is like a better opportunity for them from a certain perspective. So I kind of understand why Hank was doing what he was doing. So it's easy to see Hank as a villain, but I kind of, as I said before, this is all about Fallout. It's all about the perspectives of the people, and they believe that what they're doing is good from their own point of view. So I understand why Hank is what he's doing.
The whole thing with Hank, he was out of line, but he wasn't wrong.
Yeah, that's right.
No
Yeah,
lies.
exactly. Yeah.
I understand what he did, and someone like the chicken lover, he was a pretty bad guy. Have a look what he did to our friend Thaddeus, and look what he did when he's. I remember that first one that we met him in season 1, after Maximus saved him, and then and he put his hat down, put his hat back on, and he dusted his hat off, and all his chicken feathers fell off. And so he was fucking the chickens. He wasn't lying. But he was a bad guy. And I'm sure his life was terrible, but he was just trying to get his end away, so fuck the chicken. But that was a bad thing to do from the perspective of the chicken's owner. But then again, same as again with Thaddeus. So he found someone that could help him survive. So he screwed over Thaddeus so he could survive. That was a bad thing to do, but from his perspective, it was good because he was just trying to sustain his own life.
Yeah.
Completely living on the edge at all times, where there's no kind of civilization. Everyone's screwing everyone at all times. Why not control everyone's minds to try and build civilization back to a level where everyone can live in harmony at least, and to help each other out rather than endlessly trying to kill each other at all times and conquer each other. So I kind of understand Hank and I suppose the Enclave's mission that way. I understand that. Build something back from the ashes.
Yeah, and I guess they want complete utter control of that as well. So and then in that conversation we obviously see, Hank pull out his own little button.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's sitting on that bullet wound. That must really hurt.
Oh yeah. It'd be hurting. That's for sure.
Goodbye, Sugar Bomb.
Goodbye, Sugar Bomb. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yep. So that's the goodbye to Hank for the present at the moment.
Yep.
pops the button, and he is now wiped.
Clean slate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway, that was a very touching father-daughter moment there.
it was. Yeah, and then obviously Lucy coming to terms with like, oh shit, you know, I have actually just lost my father because he's no longer her father anymore. Like he is, but not his mind is not. So
Yeah, eventually he should have done bring your daughter to work day that day.
Well, he did. He taught her how to drive. He taught her how to defeat him. Everything. It was a great dad in the last few days, I think.
taught
Just
her,
stopped his
Dinner,
entire
talked about-
plan.
taught her everything she
They
knows.
discussed. It was great.
Uh,
Mm.
all right, so we're saying goodbye to Hank here now, and
Saying
then she
goodbye to
meets back
Hank.
up with.
And then
Well, can I also mention about too, like the foreshadowing, and also going back a little bit too about this moment where Hank's mind is suddenly over and their journey ends. It's they mention when in the simulation kitchen vault thing that Lucy and him sit down for a meal, or when they first come back to each other, and they discuss All Quiet on the Western Front. So do you remember how that? So I assume that Doug and Jamie, have you read All Quiet on the Western Front?
Yeah,
In the movie adaptation?
It's it's one of the most darkest, depressing takes on the war, taken from
Yeah.
the point of view of what essentially classed as the enemy.
The experience of it, of basically like an everyman German soldier. So how does the story end?
Yeah,
Remember?
everyone died. Yeah, everyone essentially
I don't know,
dies.
it's the main character just suddenly ends. He's just suddenly dead at the end of the story. So basically, going this long journey and his arduous things, he's suddenly plucked out of the story and he's dead and the story's over. So I think,
Yeah.
and that's where the title comes from. He sees the headline of a newspaper that says "All Quiet on the Western Front." So I think
Yeah.
also like Hank's story here, since he's the one that brought it up before when they were reunited, I think this is
Yeah.
kind of meant to like an echo of the ending of that story, that his journey along this thing is just suddenly abruptly ended in the same way.
Well, it's because it's all about like the futile.
The futility of war. Yeah.
Yeah.
And how does one navigate through this maze of carnage?
Yeah, and you're right. It is. I think it's a good metaphor for the entire journey from season 1 to here, because again, at the start of All Quiet on the Western Front, they're young, they're having fun, they're going off to war. Everything's good, and and it all ends in nothing.
Yeah.
After seeing fucked up things happening over and over and over again. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. Though. Yeah, real good point. Okay.
And then, so we finally see Lucy and Maximus finally reuniting.
Yay!
I don't think she really thought about Maximus that much throughout the whole journey.
I don't think so either. She's like, Lucy? And he's like, who the hell are you?
Some random. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember you.
They so in Vault 4, did they or did they not have sex? Have we established that?
I don't think they did.
Not.
He was too busy.
I don't think Maximus still does. I don't think he even still knows what sex is.
Yeah.
Because she asked for it, and then it kind of zoomed out to the simulation. We didn't see if it actually happened or not.
I don't think it happened.
Yeah,
Did
I think
she
it happened.
explode like a pimple or not? I can't remember.
No, I think he's just been jerking off.
Well, it looks like he's horny for her. That's why he's been thinking about her the entire season and talking about her to others.
But you look at the start of the first episode of season 2 there, it was almost like he was angry at her for leaving, even though he told her to leave. It was his whole attitude was like, she left me.
Yeah,
that's
then-
right. He tells her, it's like, oh, what's the point? Because Dane says, oh, you met that girl, and she's like, oh, well, she's gone now.
She's gone,
yeah. And all of a sudden sees her again, and he's in love. He's in love.
Infatuated.
They're gonna make
Yeah.
little teeth babies.
Classic. They had this smooch, remember?
Yep.
Yeah. And the heads kissed as well, remember? Will Zig and the other one.
Yeah.
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 So they make their way up to the top. you know, another 2 people have made their way to the damn top. A lot of people would be jealous right about now.
Really, yeah.
Okay, so this was the part I was going to say about. So from
Yeah.
this point here, do you think that the ghoul took the diode back out? Because
Well-
we've got the no signal, and we see House flash up a little bit before, but it's just no signal at the moment.
But maybe it could be House's way of actually just watching everything again. So he doesn't want
Yeah.
them to know that he's still there. So maybe he's in the back just watching to figure, because now that the ghoul's gone or Cooper's gone, he's probably trying to figure out, well, who else can I manipulate here? So then you got,
Well, it's saying signal lost, not no signal.
yeah, exactly. So isn't he in the on
Signal
play on
is
the
different
big
than
boy?
signal lost. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe
Yeah.
that's the whole thing. He's trying to figure out who else can help him now.
He's trying to get
So-
reconnected. I just know the chicken fucker's going to pick up that thing, put it on, and walk back to the last. Right. An opening scene of like episode 2 or 3 of season 3, and then Mr. House is back. Yeah.
I'm just having a look at the screenshots when we first see. Okay, so in episode 7, he jumps up and it says no signal.
Yeah.
Before he puts
Yeah.
the diode in,
Signal
so
lost.
now it says signal lost.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So he's hiding. He's hiding. He's a ghost in the machine at the moment.
Pretty much.
Maybe.
Yeah. So I just
Yeah.
just had a quick look at that screenshot. But yeah, so and then we obviously see them, walking through. They look at the big screen. They have no idea what the hell they're looking at. They've got no clue what this is. And then we see them look out, and then here come the Legion ads. Here we go.
Yeah, they come up. It's a bit late now. A bit late in the episode. I quickly paused and went, "Oh, we got 1 minute left. Okay, it's not going to happen." Yeah, so they left us with blue balls. But I said before that I was kind of amped up to see a big battle between the NCR versus the Legion, whereas in the finale of season 1, we had a big battle between the Brotherhood and I
And then
suppose
yeah.
Noel Davies' version of the NCR. But I think in retrospect, about a day later, I thought about the episode, then watched it again, and I was much happier that they spent this episode on character studies and interactions rather than this big
epic
big
battles.
battle.
Yeah, like the
Even though we did-
tropey sort of TV show that we always kind of get where, it
Yeah.
ends in a massive battle and it's just like,
Yeah.
well, we already had our massive battle, right? The massive battle in this episode was Maximus fighting the Deathclaws. So
Yeah. Even though that was quite an epic thing in itself, and there's nothing to put that by, but it wasn't like huge numbers of people fighting each other.
no,
That was still like a very, very cool action-packed moment.
Yeah,
But I look back and thought I enjoyed seeing Hank and Lucy together. I enjoyed seeing the ghoul interacting with Mr. House and things. So yeah. So I guess this is going to be a tease for season 3. The Legion is going to try.
I feel if they are going to have an engagement here, it's going to be a protracted battle, because you can't really have one battle where one side or the other wins, because again we've had the NCR's been fighting the Legion for years and years and years. So I feel this might be some sort of protracted sort of battle where it turns into a bit of a siege moment.
Oh, like another No Man's Land and split in half.
Yeah.
Another one.
they'll be on the each person will be on the other side of the strip. You got the strip, you got your free side, and you got the other side. The strip will be the no man's land.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who knows?
No.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see them up. It's obviously like a good little build up to the next season. Apparently, they already filmed quite a lot of the fight between the NCR and the Legion, but they decided to keep it for season 3. So
Okay, yeah, right, interesting.
I'm happy with that decision. Because, like, as you just shown up now on the screen, this little character moment between Lucy and Maximus, I think that crescendos the episode perfectly.
Yeah,
happy
that's
with that.
right.
Yeah.
And then obviously, as we see it pan away, and then as what Doug was saying, we get the flicker of House popping up. So it makes me think: does he still have some of his Securitrons still in hiding somewhere? Where maybe season 3 we see the Securitrons come out and start taking on the Legion, because he'd have Securitrons still available, right? He wouldn't have had all of them out and about.
Well, he's got Benny. He's got, because with Benny is actually is his eyes and ears out there remotely. Benny's meant to be connected to him. That's the whole point of Benny. Is so like he's been spying on the courier, but Benny's still sitting at Camp Golf, so who knows? But then hopefully in season 3, Amazon will give him more budget, so we'll have a couple more Securitron puppets. At the same
Yeah,
time.
that's right. You mean Victor?
I want to see Cuppy.
Oh,
I want
sorry,
to see
Benny.
Cuppy.
Yes,
Victor,
of
right?
course, Victor.
Victor. Yeah.
Not
I
Victor.
figured what I knew. Yeah. Sorry, Doug. What was that? I missed that. What'd you say?
Copy.
I want to see Cuppy. I want to see Cuppy.
Oh yeah.
Cuppy.
Sorry, not Cuppy. Muggy. Was it Muggy?
Oh, Muggy.
No.
Muggy.
Muggy. Sorry, Muggy. Yeah, Muggy. I want to see Muggy.
Who's Muggy?
So remember there was the Securitron that had
So once your mugs.
they'd been testing on him, and he ended up. What was it? He ended up fighting back against him, but he had the picture. It was a little mug on the screen. He was very childlike. It was almost like this little childlike personality mug.
Let's have a look.
I know someone who's making a Muggy.
So do I. So do I.
Probably the same person, Doug.
Yes.
And then obviously we cut away. We see the ghoul looking off into the distance, looking at the reminiscence of the Snowy Mountain,
The Rockies.
Yeah.
the Rockies, off to Colorado.
Yep.
With Dogmeat, who just happens to.
Dogmeat, who's following it. I like how he's bringing Dogmeat. Dogmeat is kind of, I guess, he's slowly opening up to the dog. So I like how they're sort of traveling
Yeah.
together now.
Like a shot of his old movies with the dog. Which one? A Man and His Dog, is that?
Man of his dog, yeah. I just love these shots with the mountains in the back. Oh,
Amazing.
just stunning.
Geographically, is Colorado that close to?
To Las Vegas?
Wouldn't have
Nevada?
a
I don't-
clue.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think it's next. I think it's one state over, isn't it? Colorado.
I'd have to
I don't
look at
know.
the map.
I'm pretty sure it is. I think Colorado's one state east of Nevada.
Okay.
Ask out across the Atlantic. I don't know.
But yeah, then we cut away to the end credit scene, and then hopefully everyone stayed past the credits.
Yeah, I don't think
Oh,
everyone
yeah.
even noticed.
But what do the credits show us? Hang on, you got to talk about the credits. So you see, we see the sign about going to the Rockies,
Oh,
Yeah.
and then we see we road along the journey along the way there. But what do we see all scattered throughout those scenes on the way?
Oh, the blood bags?
The blood bags.
Mud bags.
Yeah.
So what does that mean?
The suit
Probably
mutants.
because-
Mutants.
Yes, that's one of those things that we have unestablished from this, or at least unresolved from this season, is the super mutants and where they are. Because when Ron Perlman gave us that great exposition dump about the Enclave, yada yada,
Yep.
and then he said, "There's a war coming.
we
You're gonna
need
need
you. We need
friends."
you healthy. Blah 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 blah. Yeah.
Yeah, we can't tell you where we are, so he knocks him out, but then we never see where he went. So I presume that this area or this place is probably super mutant territory.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I did think that, like, when I saw the super mutant bags, I was like, oh, interesting. There's a lot there. So yeah, I
Like
think you're definitely right. Like, wherever this journey is, that this is what you're saying is super mutant territory. So
Maybe this is where Coop
So
Knight.
just to clarify the locations, you got Nevada, and then directly east of it is Utah, and then you've got Colorado.
Okay.
It's two
So he would have had to cross all through Utah, obviously through Burning Springs, which is why he took so long getting there, because he was doing the biggie bang in the Wild Wild West. I'ma shoot you down. I'm a bounty hunter.
As you do. As you do.
number one single there, guys. You heard it first.
So yeah,
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 Hacker, it's so weird. I forgot about Ron Perlman. Yeah, he shows up for like 2 seconds, and then we don't see him for the rest of the season, which is actually insane for
Well, yeah.
someone.
Hopefully he's in the next season.
Well, he better be.
Yeah.
And so yeah, so everyone in chat, did everyone watch the end credit scene? Did everyone stay past the credits?
No,
Let
it's a bit
let me
odd.
know
Yes,
now,
we
because
did.
we got something. We got a little bit of a PC piece. Yeah, you did. Okay, excellent.
Jamie's excited because it's the first time that he watched past the credits all season. So like,
It is.
he's
It-
finally got something to talk about.
I know what trailers. Everyone knows that. I
He's
finally.
like, oh, don't tell me. Now you've done it. It's good.
Yeah, but we get to
Yes.
see because we didn't see them, past episode 7, I believe it was, where basically Dane and Maximus create their little civil war between the Brotherhood. But we see
Yes.
Dane bring a schematic to Quintus, and we see Liberty Prime.
Yeah.
Is it Liberty Prime?
But hang on, what does Quintus say before we see the relic?
Yeah.
What does he say?
He says
He was Quintus the Uniter,
Uniter?
and now
dead.
I am Quintus the Destroyer.
Destroyer.
So let's rewind a little bit. So Dane comes into that room. Have you got any screenshots of the room or just the schematic here?
I think I did get screenshots. I don't know where they've gone. I did have screenshots.
So if you have a wide shot of the room, I can give you a little bit of symbolism for what I mentioned before, for when I was in the last episode about the symbolism of the statuary and how it's suddenly become. It shows this exact moment is perfectly dovetailed with it, or bookended with this one, not dovetailed, bookended.
Give me 2 seconds. I will pull it up for you. I don't know where it's gone. What's going on with my mouse?
I'll just take this moment to speak about our sponsor for today's stream, Sugar Bombs.
Hey, no sponsor.
Bloody Sugar Bombs. Breakfast cereal.
Yes, well, we're planning to have a lot more Sugar Bombs.
Rodneck miniature inside every package too. I love Sugar Bombs.
All right, this is going to be easier to do.
Okay, I can't see what you're doing, but as long as you get a shot of the statue on the right hand side of the screen that's headless, I can
Okay,
explain that.
I'll
Yeah.
try and find that.
As they're walking around the table up to where they're going to go and put the schematic down.
Okay, I'll.
Wasn't that a statue of David that he had in the room there?
No, it's not a statue of David. On the other side is a statue of Caesar Augustus as a military general and in military garb. So that side symbolized the military might of Rome and the military might of the Commonwealth. Of the wasteland, it seemed. And the other side, the statue of Sophocles, who was a statue of a famous Greek politician. So it was basically one side was symbolizing military might, other side was symbolizing through diplomacy and politics and civilization that way. So one side was conquering military might, one side was conquering through diplomacy. So one side Star Wars, one side Star Trek kind of thing. You know what I mean? And on that right hand side, I can't see if you have the image yet, but that statue of Sophocles in the battle, obviously with Maximus or whatever's going on there at the facility, Area 51, the statue of Sophocles' head has been blown off, chopped off. Whereas the statue of Caesar Augustus on the other side is still standing tall, standing strong. So obviously that's when he says Quintus the Uniter is dead. It's Quintus
Quintus the Destroyer.
So then he's chosen war, or at least in the symbolism of the statuary there, that his war has won rather than diplomacy.
Yeah, I think I'd be the destroyer if somebody took a pot shot at me and then took and stole my brand new toy and then blew up half my shit. I'd probably be like, yeah, I'm gonna be the
Hey, Quintus, I didn't do anything with it. He just sat around talking shit, blackmailing people. Screw Quintus.
Yeah, but still, if you're a Quintus and somebody had a shot at you, stole your shit, and then half your shit got blown up because you started a civil war, I'd be pissed off. I would be cranky. I'd be wanting to. I wouldn't want to choose diplomacy.
And also, too, think about like you're basically like the sword of the Brotherhood, instantly disobeyed orders, and you made a terrible fucking decision. He goes and kills the Commonwealth guy. So what else other choice do you have as well? So all we have is basically like to initiate the worst the Armageddon protocols and fucking activate Liberty Prime Alpha or try and build it to save ourselves because the Commonwealth's going to come out harder than anything else.
I think I saw a bit. There was an interview with Jonathan Nolan. He's saying that Liberty Prime in season 3 is going to be a practical effect.
Yeah, I said
As
that
a-
as well.
As a life size or
I don't know, but he says it's going to be a practical effect. I think they'd probably make it a miniature and use movie magic to upscale the whole thing. But
okay, now you get excited. Calm down.
There
Down,
you
boy,
go, there
down.
you go, Ads. There's the headless statue behind Quintus.
No. There, yes, there, right there, yeah. So down on the far right side, yeah. That was on the right side of the table, looking down from Maximus' perspective back in episode 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, he says, and you see just yonder that the headless statue is also like the full size, fully intact Caesar Augustus statue. So military might wins over diplomacy. War wins over peace. Yeah. Symbolism. See how good's that? It's like poetry. It rhymes.
Beautiful.
And then going back to the schematic, practical mixed with VFX. Yeah, symbolism. Yep.
Yep, that's it.
And then Liberty Prime Alpha.
Yep.
Alpha, baby.
Is that the one from Fallout, I presume?
Well, I think this is like a different type of Liberty Prime.
It looks a bit different.
Yeah. So this
There
is
you
this
go.
is a different type
Yeah.
of like I guess like prototype of Liberty Prime.
Yeah, he looks a lot chunkier. He looks like he's a chunky boy.
Mm.
It'd be interesting to see
Hello.
if the schematics there show if he's got the nuclear bomb backpack loader that he feeds from. Because
Yeah.
remember in the game there, it's like on the lower half of the back section, there was a section there where it had a heap of mini nukes there that he
pull it
picked
out.
out
And you
to
pull it out and bloody
Right.
launch it at you. Yeah.
touchdown.
Yeah, that's right. Try and catch this, dodge this. But yeah, this one looks a bit different. Like it's got like a bunch of like sort of looks like it's coils on the back of it. And then it's got like I guess the different types of nukes on the side there, depending on what is
What's loaded on, I guess.
what's loaded on.
Yeah. No, that's cool. That's cool. I love it.
Yeah.
So there we go.
When are you making that
Jesus.
one?
So
Oh. Don't give me ideas.
Prop circle. Let's go. But what a finale! Holy crap!
can I ask you, what's your favorite Liberty Prime quotes?
Oh,
Ooh.
you've
Because
put
as
me
we
on the
know,
spot here. I
as
don't
Liberty
remember
Prime's on
one
his mission,
right now.
as he's walking, he has some amazing quotes.
What's yours, Ads? Chat.
I think it's communist.
What's your favorite quote?
detected. Yeah. Well, freedom is non-negotiable, probably.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that's a good one.
nice,
Yeah.
nice, freakish robotic voice.
Yeah. Embrace democracy or be eradicated, that kind of thing.
As you're throwing a nuke.
Yeah.
Complete McCarthyism.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. But
And communism is a very definition of failure. 100% agree. Yeah.
But what an episode! What a finale!
Yeah. Absolutely loved it. That was
Oh well, we got how long we got to wait now for the next season?
I mean, they pumped that out pretty quickly, and then they're starting to film again in May, right?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So if you allow, like, once you film from, what's it? They're going to film May to July, I think, or something like that, and then probably about 9 months to a year of post production.
Yeah.
So
Where do you think we're going to go this season? So besides Colorado, are we going to leave New Vegas or are we going to stay here?
I reckon we're going to stay in New Vegas. I think it's going to jump between New Vegas and Colorado, and it'll end up coming back to Vegas.
Yeah. I reckon Norm and Lucy will probably meet up at one point or another. That will definitely I assume that's going to happen. God knows what we've got to see what Thaddeus turns into yet.
Yeah.
So we've got to see if as prediction is correct in their sort of centaur.
Something weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. House will most likely send Max and Lucy on a mission.
Yeah.
You think
Someone says, yeah.
You think the Ghoul and Lucy and that will catch up again, or?
Most definitely, they've got to.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't know because the Ghoul's kind of like, all right, see ya, I'm on my own again.
Yeah, because that scene with Lucy and the Ghoul, that was essentially the last time they ever talk before he takes off to Colorado, right? So
Yeah.
that would be one of those things where, yeah, it would have to be a mission from House to send him to Colorado
Yeah.
for them to actually bump into each other again. But then, like you guys said, they could be focusing on what's happening with the Legion and NCR in New Vegas. So, and that itself would be pretty awesome as well, because I'd love to see that. And I want to see what, how Liberty Prime
Comes into it.
comes into it as well. 'cause
Yeah.
that would be insane. So all three just coming together.
Imagine that halfway through the season where we're getting like a Legion fight, the NCR fight, and then all of a sudden Brotherhood of Steel comes in with the Liberty Prime.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
that's
just-
what might happen. I think that's what might happen. I think Lucy and Maximus are going to get stuff because at the end of the season now, we don't know where Norm is going, but he's going somewhere, possibly back to the vaults. But Lucy and Maximus, we don't know where they're going. They're just holding hands, looking out, and we know where the ghoul's going exactly. So I think that Lucy and Maximus are going to see this battle going off and kicking off in New Vegas. They're going to try and escape somehow.
Yeah.
But
Well, what
right now they're trapped there. They're essentially trapped there. They're going to got two warring factions at their feet there, so I think their best option is to essentially stay up in that control tower,
and that's
Or-
probably
or even down in the underground facility, as Hakuru said. They've got a fully functioning underground vault facility underneath them now.
yeah.
what happens to all those people who are being controlled now, sitting there like in the Vault Tech?
They just continue
Underground
what they're doing,
Just continue making
That's
fucking-
More.
like clockwork.
Mm.
yeah.
They're
I
just-
thought Hank was something to do. I
So,
suppose the same thing with the same thing would happen with the kids in the Sunset Sarsaparilla. Just deserted them and moved on.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows what they're up to?
They're not relevant to the plot anymore, so we'll just leave them.
Oh, the kids could actually be the richest faction in the entire wasteland at the moment.
Oh, bloody oath they are.
They're all dead. They're all dead.
Yeah. But also going back on the fact that going back to Lucy and Maximus up top there, where we see the Legion rolling in. I think House will use that as an opportunity to, I can do this for you, but you need to do this for me, kind of thing. Like, so I think next season we might see a bit of a deal going on between Lucy and Maximus, in regards to that, to try and get stuff back under control again.
Yeah. Well, I mean, House is the ultimate deal maker. He's offering people deals with the devil essentially.
Yeah.
So again, I think he's going to play a big part in trying to pit our protagonists against each other to get what he wants.
Yeah, exactly. Because he obviously had very much significant plans for the ghoul, and the ghoul's just like, nah, see ya. So
Yeah. I'm in Colorado.
But then also, what has been Mr. House's character journey throughout the season too? So you have to think about now the last episode, how far these characters come all season. So we first met him in the past. We established he had a body double. He stalked Coop to the government meeting. Then Coop Cam met him in the penthouse and discovered he's a different person, and then was offering him cold fusion. But then now in the future, he's practically extinct. He's not even a threat anymore. So what was his kind of journey? So at the end, he's kind of, we have the signal lost and the slight flash, and he was left sitting on a Pip-Boy down by the cryo tubes. So what was his journey this season? He wasn't really like a huge success or a huge threat. He didn't really control much. He was just used as, I suppose, his technology is what Hank was working on. Still not sure why Hank was working on his technology, but he was. Yeah.
But again,
I don't know.
I think we might actually find out. There should be. I reckon there'll be more to like Mr. House's plan that has actually been revealed to date.
Yeah, no,
I think
absolutely.
I'm thinking about him as a big overall like America-wide threat, whereas as in New Vegas, he was only ever a threat in the Mojave and his
Yeah.
own world, and he's very much so. We think of him as a big threat or whatever, but amongst those, that's the whole thing. Like he didn't necessarily go outside of New Vegas and fight the Legion in New Vegas. All he cared about was New Vegas
New
itself.
Vegas itself.
So the
and then
Legion
now that the
existed
Legion
outside of-
threatened that exact existence, he's going to basically be forced to fight back, right?
Yeah, and that's the thing. As soon as they enter New Vegas, I assume he'd fight back against another Dead Claws of Dead if he
And
can.
exactly what
But,
Hacker
you know-
said, the cold fusion is way too important. I think Mr. House will finally have enough power to redistribute power for self-defense systems.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's guessing that he didn't get the Hoover Dam, so that's why power was. But the power of the strip was still on. So like when Hank and all that were there, power was still on. I think Cold Fusion was just powering Mr. House himself.
Yeah, well, that we've got to remember that Vault-Tec facility was obviously run by the Enclave, so they would have been giving it power from other means. So
Maybe.
um,
Power's a tricky thing in the Fallout universe.
it
There's
is.
power everywhere.
It is very much. Ian, what was your favorite scene?
Oh, come on, man! You really got to ask. Look, it was. I was just excited about the NCR power, like seeing the power armor. I mean, I know you don't watch spoilers, but
I can watch him now.
I know, but I saw. I already saw it coming. I thought the last time we spoke, I wanted to mention it to you, and I'm like, no, okay, you don't want it. I don't want to.
Yeah,
discuss
yeah.
it. But obviously, seeing that the whole fight scene was insane. So I absolutely love that, and I love the fact that Thaddeus, being comic relief, trying to help him out any way he could. I mean, not one shot saved him, but you know, and then obviously from that you get the NCR Ranger and
Yeah,
that iconic shot scene, and yeah, so I absolutely love that. I mean, look, the whole story was insane, but that was one of those scenes that I just absolutely enjoyed. So yeah.
yeah. Doug, favorite scene? Chat, what was your favorite
Yeah,
scene?
obviously the NCR power armor fight with the Death Claws. Loved it to actually see an actual power armor used how it should have been used.
Yeah,
Instead of just this walking tank, he used it as an actual offensive weapon.
Against something like
And
a
the fact
Deadpool,
you had multiple weapons. I say you had the blades, you had the arm cannon, and you had the back missiles as well. So this like the whole thing from end to end, it was awesome for me to be able to see. And yeah, like again, 1,000 stills, 1,000 paused scenes from that. Everybody's going to be building this power armor from now on.
Yeah. I actually need to pick
Yeah.
your brain about that too, Doug, because I need to get a hold of that the foot mechanism.
So there's in the past week or so there's been some added interest into my foot mechanism
Yeah.
where people have been trialing it out and claiming it.
looks good.
Yeah, I did see.
I've made a bit of I've come up with a bit of a modification to the design, which will make it
Your own.
functional as well.
Nice,
So,
nice.
yeah.
Vindictive
And the
says, "Oh yeah, sorry, keep going, Doug."
I was going to say, and then the fact that I'm going to start designing and building the next lot of feet for this power armor, I'll have a full new tutorial for you, Ian, as I go through this one.
Yeah,
Why? What happened, Doug? What happened? What are you talking about?
Oh, we'll take it off.
So,
I was trying to take it online, but okay, we'll take it offline.
nah, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, I said, I mean, look, I know my design, and I've shared my design freely to anyone and everyone, and that's where it'll always be at the end of the day. My designs, they're not something that I hoard to myself. My designs I share to the community so that people can get the same sort of enjoyment out of their builds as I do. So
And
yeah.
we all worked very hard to try and get that recognition for that
exactly.
particular post. So
Yeah, but credit where credit's due, though. 'cause
Yeah,
that was
absolutely.
that was an
Yeah.
insane
Exactly.
design.
Credit where credit's due. It's one thing to be sharing as well, but know where you came from and know what you got and where you got it from.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, pretty keen to start on this next foot design, and I think it's going to be a bit more sturdier as well. So, yep, I'll get this all documented for you, Ian. So we've got a nice little step by step for you.
This sounds like it's gonna have rocket boosters. This is gonna be fun.
So it's make it a little bit. It's make it a little bit more mobile,
Yeah,
but
that's
also,
awesome.
but yeah, I'll run through it with you. But
Fantastic.
yeah, happy days.
Looking forward to it.
can't
Hey, as
wait.
long as I can buy kicking it, that's all I care about.
We got Vindictive has said, I think in response to their favorite scenes, like, wait, I've got to reload. Yeah, that was pretty hilarious.
Yeah.
Like I said, I really enjoyed the season, but I reckon they really had trouble fitting in every character story in each episode. I wish it was paced a little bit more, longer for each character. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Love seeing so many different weapons systems on the NCR power armor. Yeah, that was sick. Vindictive says in response to you, Doug, love your work. I'll need to pick your brain when I begin building his power armor. And Hacker said, season 3 premiere, please give us some more themed foods.
I think that I think this season we've established so many characters and so many things going on.
Yeah.
And also, like, we've not had any like major losses or deaths of characters this season at all.
No, yeah,
So, like,
correct.
we've only added to the characters rather than losing.
Yeah.
I could really live without the Vault people, or at least kill off a vast majority, or just end their story somehow.
Oh,
It's just like it's too many characters to follow at all times. I love that they gave us Steph's backstory, made it much more complex and more vital to the story. But that chewed up so much time that could have been used for our main characters or other characters already established. There's so many characters around, and like the cast is just getting too big. So, yeah.
No,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think I mentioned it last time where like it runs the risk of falling into the trap that Game of Thrones had, where you had so many characters and so many storylines happening. There was times there where that character might have got like 1 minute of screen time for the entire episode. You know, there was just not enough time per episode to be able to pack all the characters' storylines in. So it's good that they've sort of been able to merge. Yeah, in the finale here, they merged Maximus with the ghoul to start off with. You know, starting to merging Lucy with Hank. So merging storylines it's always good, but again, the lead up to it, you know, you just wish there was a bit more screen time for that storyline in each episode.
That was the whole thing about that I noticed in especially the previously on Fallout of this episode. It was 5.5 minutes of
Yes.
pre stuff they had to show
Yeah,
us.
of recaps. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
a lot.
so,
There
like,
was a
we were
lot
all
because
caught up, and
yeah.
it's like that's too much. It's like
yeah,
that's way too complicated a story. So you got to trim it down. It's not
Yeah.
Game of Thrones. I understand Game of Thrones doing that, but not this. This
yeah.
is
I was
too
quite
much.
I was quite excited when I saw it was like a longer episode, but then yeah, they obviously had a big recap
Yeah.
section of it. So but yeah. Ads, what was your favorite scene?
Oh, favorite scene. I don't know.
Legion.
I don't know. I don't really like think about favorite scenes or favorite moments. I suppose I really enjoyed that fight with, as opposed to say, the NCR fight in the NCR armor against the Deathclaw. I enjoyed like seeing it was even though he's a main character, there was stakes, and I enjoyed how physically
Oh my god.
how physically well.
It's what happens to Death Claws.
Pick your nose with that, though, or whatever you like. I enjoyed that moment because like I felt there were stakes a bit. Like
Yeah.
he was almost gonna die, and he was gonna fight till the end. I enjoyed that. Yeah, and like seeing Lucy in that yellow dress, she looks fantastic. I just
Yeah,
have to
she
say,
looked phenomenal.
I kept all the scenes of like all the people and all the crowds in Freeside. I kept pausing and trying to find. I really want to see Maud's muggers in there, but they're not there. But I want to see them. I just love Maud's muggers. They're so silly. But yeah, we didn't see them. I think and of course seeing Liberty Prime schematics was cool. So we'll see.
Yeah, that was very cool. Like I
The
said,
Legion. See, the Legion wasn't my favorite part. I'm not crazy about the Legion.
could have fooled
Yeah.
me.
I'm not crazy about Macaulay. I'm not crazy about Macaulay. He's not acting very well. He's phoning it in.
Yeah,
Or-
yeah.
Or if this is his best, I'm like, yikes, he lost it. Anyway.
Hakuro says, Steph's backstory definitely blew me away. I was surprised that they did a quick flashback for the annex of Canada law. I think they wanted, if they do more flashback episodes, I seriously think they should run a character spotlight episode, like a side series. Yeah, maybe before releasing season 3, they should do a character spotlight episode. Yeah, maybe.
I wouldn't mind that if they did that. Like just concentrate on one episode on just.
Yeah.
One character.
It seems to normally concentrate like 2 or 3 storylines each episode and then jump back and forth, whereas the finale they jump back to all of them at the same time. It
Yeah,
seemed
like you
quite
said, like putting this episode together this week was quite a bit of a head spinner because it kind of
Yeah.
jumped around a lot of the time. So it was very difficult for me to put this episode together, but we got there in the end. I think we
I
did
think,
well.
I think it was similar to like when like Walking Dead did their. I think it was Tales of the Walking Dead that they originally released that as like a web mini series, but it's
Yeah.
on like AMC now. But they focused on one character for that one episode, and then it jumped onto another character. But it really started to flesh out more of the Walking Dead lore in the world. So I think it'd be cool if they could do that. But I think at the moment, like Fallout it's hot. Fallout's hot. It's popular, and I think and again, you got the Fallout Shelter TV show coming up.
Yeah,
as well.
that's right. Yeah, the reality show.
Yeah.
So I think you're going to get. I think if there's an opportunity to have a spin-off series, now is the time to be able to start a spin-off series, which can start filling the gap between the seasons of the main series.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
What
absolutely.
would even be the theme of that be? Even like, what would they even do?
I mean,
How
I
would
guess,
they-
I
how
guess
would
they
they-
could do like little, we could finally see the weasel. Was it the Weevil famine?
Famine, yeah. Or they can do a series about
Oh.
Death in his arm.
Hey, actually, like if they took the story of the people in the vault and just stuck it online show that no one had to watch, I'm here for that. I could completely live without this story. It's so boring. I do not give a shit going on in the vault. Honest to God, I don't
It's just
care.
something fun.
Yeah, Enclave, whatever. I'll watch a recap in an episode. I don't care. It's just so boring, and like they're like cousin marrying club or whatever. I don't care. I don't care. It's boring. Wow, the water chip's still broken the entire season. Nothing has changed in a season and a half.
Yeah, that's right. Will Betty get her 50%? Will Betty get her 50% of water production from Steph? Now that Steph is basically going to unleash hell on everyone.
Face.
I don't care that two gingers and that the cousins are fucking each other. I don't care. Seriously, I don't give a shit. It's snack club. I don't care.
What's Vault 33 going to do? Is Vault 33 going to say suffer the same vault as Vault 32 with Betty losing favorism over Vault 33 at the moment? Will Reg step up to the game to oversee her? There's going to be lots of questions, and there's lots of stories to be tied up and things like that. So we've got lots.
Yeah,
lots,
but I don't
lots
care.
to cover.
I don't care. This story's boring.
You just
The
want
whole
to
point of
make
the games is you leave the vault. The whole point of the game is you leave the vault into the wasteland. Sticking in the vault, it's boring to me. It's boring. Season one was great. How Maximus and Lucy, they left the vault, they met each other on their journeys, whatever, and then they visited a vault like Vault 4. That was interesting. I like what you do in the game. You visit a vault and you understand what happened here. What are the people that some of them populated, some of them aren't, and then you leave the vault again and keep it going on. That's the kind of what I understand from the game. They keep cutting back to vaults. I'm like, I don't give a shit. I don't care.
I want to say I wouldn't mind seeing some more of the vaults there, and some of the experiments that they had hinted at the end of season 1 that they were going to perform in the vaults.
Yeah.
Were they successful? Were they not? What was the result of
That happens. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all for that. I'm all for, because that's one of the reasons why I think, Fallout is so good is, you come across a vault, you go into it, you explore it, you go, oh, what's going on here? What was this all about? I love that. So I would love more of that.
Yeah, it could definitely be one.
And all you start reading terminals to figure out what happened.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It could be just them going to a terminal, reading something, and all of a sudden it goes to a snapshot of a quick episode of what happened in that vault.
Honestly, I wouldn't care if that website that has the countdown timer, let's talk about that later. But they just said
Sorry.
all the story of Vault 33, 32, 31 is now just a terminal entry on the website. I'd be fine with that. I'm fine. It's just like it's so irrelevant.
That
So
timer,
irrelevant.
that timer. Oh my god.
What was that?
Send people into a frenzy. Oh, Fallout 3 remaster, New Vegas remaster.
yeah.
It's like, no, it's got nothing to do with the games.
Wasn't it-
I think it would have been more dramatic
the
if
Penthouse, yeah.
we saw or if all we saw from the perspective of Vault 31, 32, 33 was after Norm left, because the ones like the two characters that we're following are Hank, the three characters, Norm, Hank, and Lucy. They've all left the vaults, therefore then we should stop seeing the vaults completely.
But
And then
what
when they
about
choose to
Chet?
come back, maybe
we love
one or two
Chet.
seasons
We got to see
later,
what Chet is up to.
when we come back, and then like we get an update of what's going on in the vault, because the stories that I've seen aren't that interesting. I don't care that Steph killed the fat guy. I don't care. It's not interesting. I'm sorry, it's not interesting.
That's fair.
It's always suspense on. Those sets are gorgeous, but I saw the gorgeous sets in season 1, so save them for later on. Anyway, I'll stop talking.
But yeah, with that, well, that we've bound to be streaming for 3 hours, so I think we should wrap it up there because it is getting very late. So for those of you who are still in chat, thank you very much for sticking around. Thank you, Doug. Thank you, Ads. Thank you, Ian, as our third surprise guest for the evening. Wouldn't have it any other way. Rocking in with your amazing power armor.
Yep, got my armor.
Helmet. This is the one that Ian made himself, and you got the one that Doug made him as well. You know, I can't quite put my helmet on just yet, but it's here. It's almost ready. It's almost convention ready. Can't wait to wear this.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
This looks fantastic.
Oh yeah, it's wearable. It's wearable.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm still trying to work out my clasp and all that.
Oh, Jamo, you have to break down your analysis of the NCR helmets in the show as well. You clocked them as some prints, didn't you?
What's that for?
The NCR helmets in the show for the Rangers, you clocked them as not proper ones. You thought they were.
Oh, they're
like
a little bit
3D
different. Yeah, they're a little bit different.
They're a lot better than the one we saw in season 1, though, which was.
Yeah, that's right. At least these ones are like fully sealed up and contained.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But
Cool.
we'll move this conversation to our Discord in our Fallout TV discussion thread. If anyone wants to join, you can join our Discord. I'll post a link. If you go to our Instagram account, I think we'll have the links up there somewhere.
Let's keep going.
But other than that, thank you very much, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully we can bring you some more content. I don't know what we're going to do after now the TV show is finally ended. We could probably do some little like sort of mini streams where we talk about, you know, episode in sort of, you know, episode season 1 and season 2 in sort of like a quick form matter. But we can also bring you some gameplay as well. So, you know, you get to hang out with me, as boring as I am. I don't know, maybe you enjoy my company. I don't know. I'll enjoy yours. But yeah, we can play some 76, play some Fallout 4, Fallout 3, do some challenges and things like that. But yeah, stay tuned, everyone. There's some big things coming our way in the Wasteland Collective. Doug is working very hard in the background to get things rolling, and I can tell you we've got some big things coming this year.
Fantastic. Looking forward to it.
And if I can just ask if anyone in the chat there, look, go to the Cure Cancer Australia or the Cancer Society of New Zealand site through our links there. Please donate if you can. Like I said, it's even if it's just $1, it would be absolutely awesome. We really would appreciate that. I understand we do have, you know, everyone's under strain at the moment, but I said in Australia and New Zealand, 1 in 3 people are affected by cancer, either indirectly or directly. So any type of donation you could provide there would be awesome. We're going to have at events this year, we're going to have Cure Cancer Australia or Cancer Society booth set up there based off I'm building items that will be essentially prizes for raffles, for giveaways, auctions, the whole 9 yards. So we'll be doing a lot of giveaways this year with items that have been created by community members. So look, yeah, please, if you can, go to one of these links. You know, even drop $1. I would really appreciate it. As I said, it's a big issue for us down here in the Southern Hemisphere. So anything that you could give would be greatly appreciated. So thank you very much, everyone.
No, thank you, Doug. But yeah, with that, see you later, everyone. Have a good night and enjoy your weekend.
Thanks, guys.